That was it. Forgot to switch the camera on. Yes, guys. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video. I forgot to do that, just like we forgot to put in an official bid in for Erling Haaland. But here we are. Smash the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. As usual, we got over 100 of you man locked in from the start. Big up all you guys. We're here to chat about, as usual, Erling Haaland again. We're also here to chat about Marc Guehi. We're also going to talk about Tammy, Hudson-Odoi, and as usual, all the other daily Chelsea rumours that are surrounding all the newspaper articles today. So check it out. Smash the like and subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. Chris, first off, how's your night been, my guy? What are you telling me?
It's been good. Talked about Chelsea again yesterday on XI. Had a great discussion with Kai and all that. But yeah, it's been doing pretty good last night. Hopefully
Yeah, check out the first 11 as well, of course. You already know. Yeah, this Erling Haaland news, we're going to get into it, but it's not really. Look at Jester's smile. Look at the smile on his face, man.
No, Bertram put something in the chat, so, smile.
Oh, finances. Oh, I thought it was based off the fucking CHO news that we were seeing coming out.
No, I love how people think that I hate on a person. It's not. It's the fandom. It's not the player, it's the fandom. I told, if Callum was what everybody thought he was saying, he's the star boy, he's the best guy, he's better than Pulisic, he would be playing. So the reason he didn't play, the board forced Sorry to play him, and then Lampard didn't play him, and Lampard was all about the youth, and then he doesn't get very much time at his natural position with Tuchel. There has to be a common denominator there. 2 plus 2 always equals 4. I don't care what you've been taught. So the common denominator is either he's not doing what he's supposed to in training, they're not seeing what they need to see on the pitch when he gets on the pitch. There is something going on. So at some point you have to go, okay, I understand. So
I feel like it leads more into what you were saying about how everyone's really up for grabs if it's for Erling Haaland.
I told you. And this is an old offer. It's not new. It's not a new offer. I can tell you that.
Yeah, this is the same shit we heard like a couple of weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks back, where they were talking about offering Tammy and some cash or a player and some cash. Like this is. I laughed at the story when I saw it this morning because I'm like, come on, man. We just had this talk, and then Fabrizio had to come out this morning and say there's been no official bid by Chelsea for Erling Haaland. Like
there won't be an
official, but it's a proposal.
Yeah. So what
everyone's saying it's fake. It's not fake. The bid, it's just not been put through the official avenues. They've just had a talk about it. They've inquired about this sort of bid, and Dortmund's rejected it. They said they're not interested in Tammy or Callum Hudson-Odoi being used as a part of a make weight in the deal. But it still doesn't mean that the talk hasn't happened. It's not completely fake. So it's a proposal. It's not a bid.
Yeah. So when clubs negotiate on a deal, it goes through an intermediary. The clubs don't actually talk, because if the clubs talk, there's going to be a leak out of the club on what's going on. So what happens is they get an in-between guy, a third person, a third party. And Chelsea will go, well, what if we offer this? And then they'll go to Dortmund and go, what if Chelsea offers this? And they'll go, yeah, that'll work. And then they start working on an official bid. Or they'll go, no, we're not interested. And so they go back. So Chelsea has to go back to the drawing board and come up with another bid. Don't be surprised if the cash offer goes up and a player is thrown in again on a second try. Okay? And they'll say...
Anyone have any idea the amount of money that we would have put in to try and put both of them in the deal?
85
or was it
million.
both of them or So 85 million plus Tammy and Hudson-Odoi.
It's one off.
Yeah, then it can't be 85 million. That would be an instant.
Wasn't it their choice of either one of them? I didn't see. Was it both?
Actually, there was also a both.
Okay. Yeah.
There's an 85 million plus Tammy, and there was an 85 plus million plus Tammy and Callum. Okay.
But not with Hudson-Odoi by himself.
There hasn't been one with just Callum by himself yet.
Because
Don't be
that's the one that
surprised.
makes the most sense, because they're already looking for striker options as a potential Haaland replacement. But in terms of replacing Jadon Sancho, we've both said numerous times that Hudson-Odoi would be a great replacement for
Yeah,
them.
but they've really got the player that Jester said not long ago. They're saying that's nearly done now. Is that PSV?
Haaland.
So he's supposed to be the replacement for Sancho.
No,
That's what
he's
they're
the
saying.
replace. No, he's a replacement for Haaland.
Okay.
He's not. He can play the wing position, but he's better through the middle. Kind of like I don't know. Name a few players. I guess Rashford's probably better through the middle than off the wing, or he's a tweener type person. He could play either or, but Raiola had him set up as the direct replacement for Haaland when he leaves Dortmund. That's what I can tell you. I don't watch PSV. I apologize. I don't have the time in my day to watch a lot of Eredivisie.
I'll never forgive you for that.
I know. I'm a horrible person. But again, Callum would be a more direct winger replacement for Sancho. So like I said, if you see 100, I would not be surprised if 120 or 100 plus Callum with 20 million add-ons goes in, will be discussed. Won't be an official bid, but it will be discussed. And you all need to get over the fact that Callum might leave the club. I told you, everybody has a price. And if that price is used to bring down...
But didn't Roman... We were talking a few days ago about how Roman had apparently released the funds for Haaland just a few days ago. And so what? We say now he didn't release the full funds that Dortmund wanted, or the funds that he wanted to release?
But if you negotiate, are you going to come... If you want to buy something, are you going to go, well, I'll pay and you can negotiate. It's a negotiable deal. Are you going to go in and give them exactly what they want? Or are you going to start lower and see if you can save some money?
No, but we know Borussia Dortmund's stance on it, though. If they get a big enough offer that they're going to accept, and that should be around the 150 million mark.
You know what they want you to know. Who do you think put that figure out there?
Dortmund.
Okay, Dortmund put it out there. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that they're trying to get the most amount of money for the player to let him go. So, and it doesn't necessarily have to be 150 million. Like again, it'd be 130 plus 20 add-ons. It could be a player that they covet that makes up the difference in cash. So you have to understand that it's a negotiation. So there'll be several offers. Okay, they'll step up the next offer. They'll go about this much in a player, and Dortmund might go no. And then in a few days you'll hear, oh, we offered them blah 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 money with blah 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 player. You have to understand you're getting this news after the fact. It's not like this happened last night.
Right. Yeah, and I would have to think like we would know as a club if they even want a player, to be honest with you. So if we're still offering players, maybe they are interested in one of the players. They just want more cash to go with that player. Otherwise, we just wouldn't be continuing to offer a player. If they're like, no, we don't want a player, and we keep offering a player plus cash, that would just be dumb business. Like, but if they said, yeah, you know what, we do like one of these two guys, but we need more on the cash end. Maybe that will entice them to up the cash and still include one of those players. I mean, we know they need one of those two positions, so it doesn't not make sense that they would be interested in one of those players. Especially how coveted Callum was in Germany. Like maybe if Dortmund know, hey, well, Bayern really like this guy, so we can get him on the cheap. In a few years, we could sell him to Bayern for a crazy fee or something, if he turns out. So it's
I'm just getting annoyed with this now. It's getting to a point where ridiculous. Why can't we just go, hey, guys, there's the money. Right, it's 150. If you
We've
want
been
a
here
player,
before,
have the player, and let's deal with it. Because it's just getting to the point where it's going on too much.
Also, Johnny, just before you go, Liam Bernard saying, Wayne, hope you're all good after the family emergency. Wayne, also from all of us, I hope you're doing your best, my G, as well. Glad to see you back on the streams too. Johnny, go on. What were you going to say, my guy?
Hope you're good. Yeah, it's like, there's two ways to look at it. You go, you see a bird, nice saucy girl, you get her number.
Where are we leading with this?
I don't know what you thought.
I got one with me with Johnny because when he starts, he goes on to his like, I'm like, really?
You get the girl's number, yeah. You throw a few little texts. Let's meet up for a drink. Then a drink goes to a little bit of a lips up, and then from a lips up you move to the foreplay, and then so on, so on. It's the same thing with the negotiations. We're just putting the feelers out. We've got each other's numbers. We're sending a few little text messages. You know what I mean? We're spicing things up. We're trying to show that we're interested. And that's as far as it is. I don't think CHO or Tammy will be part of the deal anyway. I think it's just going to be a full-on cash deal. I think that's what Dortmund want, and it will come to the point where Roman will go, okay, here's 150 million euros. That's the offer we're putting down. We might start off with 130, and it will go like that. That's the way I look at it.
I get that, but
in that.
it feels like we're using the academy the same way we used to, just for profit. And just with Artem saying with the donation out, if Guehi's really 20 million, with the sale of him and Tomori, we pretty much have already made a third of the Haaland price. Hopefully a few more sales on the way. We've already sold Tomori for 28 million so we could raise funds for other transfers. Now we're selling Guehi for another 20 million, which, to be honest, is a bit baffling in itself because I thought Guehi would have been much better for a loan deal, and I'd rather we pursue getting rid of the deadwood at any price just to get them off the wage bill, instead of getting rid of our youth talent that we could loan out and either sell for a better profit or bring and integrate into the squad afterwards. But we're still using the academy the same way that we used to. We're using it so we can pay for other big money signings. We've seen happen with Guehi. We're seeing it happen with Tomori. Now it looks like CHO or Tammy is going to be making way for Erling Haaland.
Well, honestly, that's what it's there for. Let's be honest, though. The academy is there for this very reason. Like, obviously, we'd like if you could save money. If Guehi turns into a great player, you could save money getting him into the first team. But ideally, this is what you want them there for. Now we're going to make 20 million off a guy that cost you nothing. There's a buyback clause. There's a sell-on clause. So you're not really. If he does pan out to be some great player, you have a buyback clause in there. And if he doesn't, then you get a little bit from his sell on eventually in the future. But that.
It's the thing. It's not buyback though. It's just first refusal on whatever the bid the other club has made.
Yeah, the right to first refusal is what you want. You don't want a buyback clause anyway. That's just
you talk about CHO and Tammy, right? All right, let's work it out.
Bertram, look at the way we're using our academy players right now. Now that we've got out,
it's always been.
Now that we've got out of the situation that we're in 2019 with the transfer ban, we've reverted back to using the academy the same way we used to. If you're not elite now, you're gone, because we can use you to go and get someone else more elite.
Lewis, Tammy, let's say the club value him at what, 40, 45?
40,
yeah, all right. And then let's say CHO's, I think he's valued between 60 and 70 million. Then the rest is cash if you work at 150 million. That's not a lot of cash as part of the deal because you know what Chelsea's valuations are. You know what I'm saying? So they would all automatically turn it down because they probably don't want either of those players. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what we should do? All right. It's a simple deal, okay? You just go to Dortmund, right? You say, what? You really want Haaland. I tell you what, you want someone elite, we'll give you someone elite.
Just got to make
chuck him out. Let's chuck him out. Let's just chuck him in.
Nah,
get
don't even try
him.
that. He's untouchable, mate. Absolutely untouchable. Don't even try it, Wayne. No Wayne bombs today, mate. Let's kick the water spray there, yeah? Kick the water spray, not the sprinkler.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know why people are shocked by this. Now, Guehi caught me off guard. I didn't see that one coming. I don't think anybody saw that one coming.
Nah, that just came out today.
But if you're going to offer £20 million for somebody who's not played one Premier League game, you're going to take it because you're looking at somebody in the future over somebody now. And Roman wants to win now, not two days from now. But
Roman also wants Chelsea to be sustainable. One of the ways that you keep the sustainability is by utilizing your youth prospects.
And we have. How many of your youth products will still stay in the club?
I know, and look what we've done after just 2 years. We've gone and won the Champions League. Like, it's clearly been working. Why are we reverting back to the past methods?
Again, we won the Champions League also because the people we brought in. Let's not get it twisted. Yes, the youth product was in there.
Of course, but it's a mix of both.
Right. And because we had a season with a transfer ban, we had to use that youth product. And we don't see these people in training every day. We're not there. We don't know what goes on. The coaching staff does. And so maybe they found the gems among the coal. And now they're just going to sell off the coal. And as far as why don't we just sell the deadwood? They're deadwood because nobody wants to buy them. Okay?
Okay.
No one wants to buy them because we keep raising the valuation fee. But like Batshuayi, for example, could be at Leeds right now if we didn't ask for another 5 million.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but if who's more, who do you think is a bigger commodity, Callum and Tammy, or Danny Drinkwater and Batshuayi? Who's the better sellable item?
Oh yeah, definitely Callum and Tammy then.
So you can only sell what other people want to buy.
But look at how massive our squad is in general. Big up Zeno as well for the super sticker, much appreciated, bro. But yeah,
we're talking about Guehi. Well, obviously surprised us all, and more. I was one of these biggest fans, but Jesters is right. And let's be honest, if they probably looked at it and thought, right, what position can we let people go, but we're not going to suffer as much? And the centre back is probably the one position that we've got a load of players in. Because you've got Member who came back. We've got Mazinga, we've got Mbembe, Malansar. You know what I mean? They've got players there that come back, and you still got players.
Yeah, but Marc Guehi looked to have a higher potential than probably all of them except Mbembe. But Mbembe's already in our academy. He's still it's the whole point. And take a loan.
But what if we can't get nothing for no one else? So they've looked at it. So we've got money here, but we need because they probably desperately need for a transfer. And we're getting a good offer for not playing the Premier League game.
Weren't we literally saying weeks ago that we have money?
Well, it's a balancing act with your books. The money, we have money, yes, but a business just doesn't go that far in the red without trying to make some of it up. And if Roman's pumping the actual cash in, which if he says he's released the money, it might be out of his pocket, like he's done numerous times before, and he's going to say, fine, I'm going to put this money in, but you're going to sell some assets to make some of the money up. And so Marc Guehi was not going to play, I guess, this year for Chelsea Football Club. Crystal Palace comes in and puts 20 million P's on the table and go, 20 million P's, we want him. What are you going to say? Well, the boss has said we want to make up some money. We're not moving to Deadwood. Nobody wants Drinkwater. Nobody, for the valuation, nobody wants Bakayoko. For the valuation, nobody wants Emerson. But there's 20 million P's on the table. We got to take it because the boss man said so.
We've actually made our money off Bakayoko, haven't we?
Yeah, we probably have. On loans, but it doesn't matter because. He
only wants to go to Milan.
The same amount of money if we wanted to. We could bin off Barkley for 20, 25 million like that. Bakayoko could be 10, 15 million. Done.
Yeah.
Batshuayi, 10 million. Done.
Well, and according to reports, Bakayoko only wants to go.
No, he ain't leaving anyway with those wages. It is what it is. But that's already, 35, 40 million all done. And it's just don't be so stingy with the fucking Deadwood players.
I don't do the negotiations. I'm just telling you how it is. And how it is Tammy.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's just selling Guehi really doesn't make that much sense to me in terms of the future. It's just for right now. Yep. The only thing I'll say for the future is that getting first refusal was a smart move. At least it's our complete De Bruyne move like we did a decade ago.
Yeah. So
that's the only positive I'll take out of it.
So the right of first refusal is if when Guehi is set to leave, whatever club bids on them, we have the right to match that bid, and then he automatically
Rodrigo,
comes back.
Leeds
to
were
us.
going to pay 10 million for Mishi, but then we raised it to 15 million, and then they said no.
That's what.
So teams would pay 10 million for Batshuayi.
Yeah,
Well-
and again, we're talking about stuff we don't know and none of us know the inside workings of how Chelsea is actually doing things. I'm only taking a guess. Although I've done business, I've done outside sales, I have some experience in that realm, and right now it's easier to sell a younger prospect that ceiling seems to be higher. We know what Batshuayi's ceiling is.
Man said he's a Zuma regen. Please have some respect for this guy's ball playing skills about Zuma regen. Come on, Ali, you're better than this.
So
It's a similar deal to like Nathan Aki, right? So Aki was sort of highly regarded by the Chelsea fans and things like that. We moved him to Bournemouth. He did okay there. He was a good player for them, but that's Bournemouth. All right, so we're not talking about a top tier team. We had a right of first refusal. City put in a bid for him. We had a chance to match that. We opted not to match that. He went to City and he doesn't play. So it's like, Guehi, I think we all have high hopes for Guehi. If he turns out to be a great center back, and then we have the option to bring him back in. I mean,
He's coming to the bridge first game of the season as well. It's like a classic guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, but Wayne's right. Like that is a position we have a bit of a luxury at. If we wanted to keep a young guy from the academy, we have Jake Clark-Salter, who's always been pretty good in the preseason for us. If Tuchel likes him, he might get that Guehi spot in the fourth or fifth center back role. Who knows? It was a bit of a shock, but yeah, I mean, obviously Tuchel's had a week or so to look at him, to evaluate him. I'm not saying he's the one who made the call, but I'm sure they ran it by him. And if he said, you know what, he's a good player, but if we can get this money for him, I'll sanction that. We don't really know the inner workings, but
yeah,
I see what you're saying. I thought he was going to go on loan to Palace, though. Like, I don't think he was going to stay at Chelsea anyway this season. But I thought he was going to go out on loan, get Premier League experience, continue to develop, and then come back to Chelsea. That's the way it looked like it was going to go. Craigo as well. If you want to hop on my G, I'll send you over the link. I hear what you're saying about you ain't got to keep them all. But look how many we have in general. We could have sold so many other different options instead.
Yeah. And
what kind of contract was Guehi on?
Huh?
Does anyone know when his deal was up, Guehi?
I can check real quick.
Because maybe he didn't want to do the extension that we offer when we do the loans. Maybe he didn't want to do an extension loan thing, and we said, okay.
I'm sure he signed one last year when he signed.
But Chelsea,
2023.
So yeah, I mean, he's
2-year deal.
If he didn't want to do an extension, then that's what's going to have to happen. He's got to go.
Yeah,
If he didn't want to do an extension, it makes more sense.
He's only valued at £9 million, and we got 20 million for him. That's a hell of a good deal.
But Chelsea rather loan out because I know they're going to make more money that way, aren't they? They got this loan system for like another 2 years, and then we can't do it as heavy, I guess. I don't know how the new loan system's going to look in 2 years' time, but like if they can take full advantage of this loan system, they're going to just go do it, aren't they? And that's just Chelsea.
Yeah, it's one of those things. You get to understand that it's a business still. I know everybody has their little agendas for their little players, and everybody wants this person has to stay because he's blah blah blah. But guess what? I told you, everybody has a price tag on their head. There's exceptions to those. There's a few of them that they won't sell, but everybody else, if you meet that price, they will pick up the phone and talk to you. It's just the way of the world. So you should be attached to the football club, not the players.
I hear what you're saying. I mean, at the very least, we got a first refusal on it, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
It softens the blow.
Depends on how good he gets, though. Because I imagine if it's like 80 million or some shit. But if that's the case, we would have forgotten about Marc Guehi in a few years. We would have moved forward, and we should have better defenders by that stage anyway. But I still think he's going to succeed in the Premier League regardless. But fair play to him if he's off to Crystal Palace. It is what it is.
So let's say we sell we've sold Guehi or Gay or however you want to say it, and we sell Tammy, we sell Callum, but we win the Premier League this season with Haaland. You all gonna be complaining at the end of the year? No, you're not gonna be complaining.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely not.
Say that again. I missed that last point.
I said
Going for a few of the chats.
if we sell, we've sold Guehi, we sell CHO, we sell Tammy, we bring in Haaland, and we win the Premier League. Nobody's going to be complaining at the end of the season.
Nah, hell no. No one's complaining. Everyone's speculating right now. Everyone's literally just speculating. It's also because we're barely hearing anything.
Right.
Just random news articles of players leaving, but we're still not getting anyone in. So everyone's just hella speculating right now.
Yeah, we're going to sell players that don't want to sign a new agreement. That's going to happen, Artem.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's a 2-year deal and he hasn't re-signed, is what it is. It's a shame because Guehi looked like he was going to be an amazing defender for us in the future. But the one thing I did say is we are stacked with centre-backs. We got Silva, Rudiger, AC, Zuma, Reece James, Azpilicueta in a back three. We've still got Yamba and Saw now, at the very least, unless we sell another one of them. That's 7 defenders already. So we're fine.
And Matt Mazinga.
Miatska.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think they're making it.
No,
They're
he'll
not.
go out on loan again.
I'm talking about wanting the potential to make it at the very least. I don't think they make it.
And
Miazga's been here since like 2015.
yeah,
I remember when he came in with some high potential. I think was he meant to be the US's best defender?
yeah,
That was,
and he's
that
not
was
that.
the idea, I think.
He's never been that. His ball playing skills are atrocious on the back.
Yeah. John Brooks is much better than him.
Yeah. So, well, you could name a whole bunch of players.
That's true.
Artem also saying Livramento sell if he doesn't sign the new contract. Probably.
Yep.
Lewis Bay and Livramento are probably going to be leaving if they don't re-sign in a few weeks. But that's completely understandable because he's got 1 year left on his deal. So we can't afford to wait in that situation. So yeah, of course.
Spot on, Craigo.
We didn't moan we sold De Bruyne and Salah, won 2 free titles in the season 4. We did moan about De Bruyne. We did definitely moan about De Bruyne. And we still moan about De Bruyne. Salah, I understand, because he never really showed that form at Chelsea. De Bruyne was still clownery. No one can tell me that was the right move at the time. Nobody. That was foolishness.
Do you remember Salah against Shrewsbury, like when he shot and it just went for a throw-in?
Yeah, he did that like 3 times in one half.
He just couldn't shoot
wasn't
for us,
the
could
same
he?
guy for us. Salah is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
congratulations, you found yourself at Roma and Liverpool. Cool. De Bruyne, nah, man. You could see this guy's quality. It's just we stuck him out on the wing. Just because he's Belgian and he's fast and he's young.
Yeah, but we have
That's on us.
a Lewis Bate already on loan. His name is Gilmore, as Johnny can attest. You're not going to play 2 players that are 5'5" in the defense. Come on, folks. If everybody's saying Gilmore's the next thing,
Is he froze?
then him.
You froze up there, Jester.
Did I?
There we go. He's back.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
back.
he throws up.
I-
No, you're
like I
fine
said-
now. You're fine. You're fine.
Like I said,
You're good.
you can't have 2 players that are that short in your midfield together, because and none of them name content.
I was like, could you imagine Conte, Bate, and Gilmore on
we
the
would
midfield together?
use
It'd be everybody under
single
5.
aerial battle.
Lewis Bate probably be going to a championship side on loan this season because he's got potential, but they've said they want to loan him out. I know that.
They do want to loan him out, but the way we work is if you have 2 years left on your contract and you go on loan, you have to sign a new contract. If you
Appreciate
don't sign that new
Mark.
contract, you're not going on a loan because they want to force you in to extending by doing that. It's the way the club works. So I think he has 1 or 2 years left on his deal, and if he's not signing a new one, they will move him. You know, we can't have the mighty mites in the midfield. I mean, come on, we have to have some. Is this the real Johnny or a fake Johnny?
Johnny, is this you? I don't think that's Johnny anyway because it looks a bit darker.
Have you not made a mod?
Yeah, Johnny's mod anyway, so yeah, I can
So
block
is
this
that
one.
is that one a mod?
No, okay, so
I think he's been blocked anyway. Yeah, Johnny's
Hey,
modded anyway. It's calm.
So
What was it? Yeah, Olivier Drew to AC Milan. We already know that should be done tomorrow, I think. But that's been in the paperworks for a few weeks now. That's another 2 million we can add to the Erling Haaland fund, or 1 million and 1 million bonus. So we're another million closer to Haaland. Let's go.
There's
One
two
Yeah,
month's
but
wages
Lewis,
bring up.
I was gonna
Sorry,
say, go on.
There's two things I want to bring up. One I want to bring up is obviously I don't know if you guys seen about the Bournemouth friendly.
yeah,
Yeah, it was added.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because obviously Scott Parker again. But the other thing I was going to mention was what I want to know your guys' opinion on Leon Messi signing a 5-year deal.
I think he's a smart
Abba?
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why,
Good business.
Yeah,
He's 5-year at Barcelona.
He's cut,
Yeah,
he's
he's
cut
on
half his
1.3.
wages. He's cut
I
half
wanna-
his wages.
I just want to say what
to be a one club man. He'll run that contract down and he'll go back to Newell's Old Boys and he'll retire there.
And I just
Yeah.
want to say what a real hero he is for taking half a wage and only making 650K a week. What a gem.
Yeah,
What a
exactly.
gentleman. What a gentleman.
But it's like they say about Griezmann, they're swapping Griezmann for Sal Niguez and maybe more. So it's what is Barcelona doing? So
Well,
But guys, still, Griezmann will be on higher than Messi though on wages. Like, let that sink in still.
Sounds like he's going to Atletico on a swap with Sal.
Look, the biggest
Yeah.
secret in Spain is even though they don't like each other on the field, the Spanish hierarchies all work together to help each other out. Atletico needs another offensive player. Barca need to get wages off their bill. Madrid trying to get rid of Sal Niguez. Barca need reinforcements in the midfield. So they work together to work each other's problems out. So as much as they're rivals on the field,
fuck over Madrid.
yeah. So
I just read this morning. I think La Liga has lowered its wage cap for the upcoming season. So Real Madrid have to cut their wage bill as well. So they said look for some players to be sold by Madrid.
Well, if they want to sell a certain Belgian magician on the cheap,
they can keep his fat ass.
Come on home. Oh, he's not
Boy.
Willian
We
fat.
can
Let's
give him
go.
a little bit of a
He's
pay
not Willian fat.
oh fucking hell, yeah, you seen him?
Yeah.
This guy
see
got
that?
the biggest payday at art. No, I love it. I can't even slander Willian anymore. I love him too much.
Wait, what's he
He's
done?
so
What's he
Fucking
done?
Willian, man.
He's got
Oh,
a
Chris,
book
yeah,
on
You've
him,
seen
man.
his shape in the first friendly against Hibernation or whatever. their
No,
name is.
was he in bad shape?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's in horrendous shape.
He's
It's
got a
glorious.
big-
Long may it
worse than
continue.
Really? I need to see
He's
it.
worse.
Oh
He's
wow,
worse than
William.
Hazard, mate.
He spent his whole summer in that restaurant he had in Mayfair. It's glorious.
My man thought he was
Not
going
in
to
the
be on
Chelsea
vacation
shirt,
at
in an Arsenal
Inter
shirt,
Miami.
I'm all for it.
It just shows some elite players can just gain weight so easily, like over just
No,
a
you
summer.
know
or
what
whatever.
it is? He don't want to leave. He
Yeah.
don't want to leave.
He
So
wants
you know what he's
London.
going to do if they're trying to sell him? He's going to be unfit. So you can't even get this guy through a medical. Now he has to stay at Arsenal and stay in London. It is glorious.
I love
I'm
Sharp in
all here
Arsenal.
for it. This
Love
guy
him.
is the biggest hustler of the last 15 years. And I have to respect
Eden
him. I
Willian.
can't slander him anymore.
Lewis.
I have to respect Willian.
Lewis, have you been giving him tips?
You've been giving him tips.
We know how bad you're a hustler.
Fair enough. I haven't been giving him any tips, man. I've learned from the best. He spent 7 years frauding us with those shit corners.
Yeah, I actually gotta go though, Lewis.
Bless, bro.
I'll catch you
Alright,
guys
Chris.
later.
Nice one, Chris.
Yeah, appreciate
Here we
you.
go. I'm
jumping
back
on
next to
anyways.
Lewis.
Love my
Right,
guy.
here we go.
Come on, G.
Back next to my man.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
look, don't forget about Sunday, by the way, mate.
What, Money in the Bank?
Yes.
I did not forget. Don't worry, man. We're there. We're already
And
there.
remember you said that I can host. Remember that? So you
Oh
can
yeah.
chill
Oh,
back.
I think I might be on for this one, but I don't mind you hosting anyway. I'll just cotch. I don't care.
That's what
If
you
you
want
wanna
to
host- If you want to host it, go host it. I'll still chill.
I enjoyed myself last time. I felt power. But that's why I was going to be the baller again.
Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it because I needed someone to cover me that night anyway.
Mm.
And yep, Myron, you're spot on.
Let me see what you guys say in the comment section
Oh, it's
quickly.
a super
Myron
chat.
saying, "Oh shit, Willian looking thick. AFC preseason is class. All or nothing Arsenal is going to be amazing. I'm gonna have to do like daily episode reviews and shit like that. It's glorious.
Do you
And
As long
think?
as you don't lose to them.
Myron thick is a generous term for what William looks like right now, man.
Oh,
So do
No,
you think
you don't look obese or nothing. It's just you can clearly see that belly, bro.
Do you think
It's
AFTV
hanging.
will review the All or Nothing episodes?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Except
That's gonna be.
minus episode 1.
Why they're
There's
gonna lose
no
all
chance
season.
they don't. They're missing out on some big B's if they don't do it.
So yeah, they're gonna review them. That's gonna be nice. Ty and DT and it's a lot reviewing an Amazon video. Yeah, that's gonna be class.
I can't wait till Morpie pops up on one of the screens. That'll be jokes. Think and Act Wisely is saying, Lewis, don't you think we're going to make a mess again like we did in 2012-13 and 17-18? 12-13, we didn't make a mess, did we? You're thinking more 15-16. And not really. As long as we get Erling Haaland in or we get a striker in, we're fine. As long as we get our targets, no matter how long it takes, it's fine. This was going to take a long period of time anyway, and we're all hella impatient. So I understand that we might have to see this go on to the end of July, maybe even the start of August. I want this done as soon as possible because we need to integrate this guy into the squad. We need him to build chemistry with the other attacking players in the team. And I've also already said he needs to adapt to the Premier League too. So I'd rather him be in the side as soon as possible so he can adapt to the new team first before he has to adapt to the new league. But we have to wait and see on it. But it's not a mess like 17-18 just yet. 17-18, we bought Deadwood. If we didn't get Haaland and we signed, I don't know, Danny Ings, or we signed Morpie or some shit, then then it's 17-18.
What about Danny Ings and Grealish?
oh
No.
no way, you.
That'd be
Grealish is going to City. Grealish is going to
Grealish is
City.
a quality
I'm
player,
saying if
but
we went
we
in
don't
for-
need him right now.
Well,
We have
he
enough
doesn't-
wingers on the squad right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
but
doesn't fill a hole.
I think he'd be fantastic in our team. I think he'd be
Yeah, of
brilliant.
course, Grealish would be class, but like he's not really the profile we need right now. We need a goal scoring striker.
I think 100% we're going to get Haaland, man. I'm so confident, honestly.
Big
Yeah,
up, come on, you Blues TV. Love my G.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I'm not at 95% because anything can happen in life, so I can't ever go 100. 95% we do sign Haaland.
Yeah, I
The only
agree.
thing you can say is if we put down 150 or 60 million pounds and Dortmund turn that down, there is nothing you can do, man.
Yeah.
Like you,
something we can do.
Well, no.
Lewis, I've got
could
shoes,
offer,
mate.
you could offer
Let's
like
go.
Right, right.
180.
Later, Wayne.
Oh, big up, Wayne. We could offer like
Put the link in the
180,
chat,
and,
one sec.
and if they reject it, then what? Like
Yeah.
they just
Then
don't
they're
want to
just-
sell.
Then they're just
Nick,
bad.
that's what you
They're
saying.
just
What's
bad
wrong
at
with Danny
business.
Ings? 2 ACL injuries. That's what's wrong with Danny Ings.
And I
Yeah,
don't
but
want
as
Mbappe
a
either.
bench player, not as a
As a
first
bench
teamer.
player, cool. But I
Yeah,
said if
that's
we
what I
don't
mean.
get Haaland and we get Ings, then there's a problem.
Yeah, everybody's
but
saying
Haaland
look,
and
look,
Ings, and we're
yeah.
cool.
No, you wouldn't get both. You just wouldn't get both.
No,
don't
but I
think
mean,
you'd
like
get
that would be the optimum one for me because then you have Haaland and you have Ings as a number 2 option. If we just get Ings, then he's being brought in as a number 1 option, and that don't
both.
make
Yeah,
sense.
but you could go for Ings, Grealish, and Rice. Would you think that's a good window instead
No.
of Haaland?
No, not for what we need.
Big up, guys.
Haaland or bust.
Yeah,
Haaland's coming, man. Haaland's going to come, mate.
But then we
worry
don't need the
about
other ones.
yeah. Just for like just to fill the needs on our squad. Like those guys just don't fill what we're actually looking for.
But then we don't need the other ones.
Yeah.
Doesn't Chelsea
Just
need
for
to improve elsewhere?
just to fill the needs on our squad. Like those guys just don't fill what we're.
Hey, somebody's got the video on in the background. You need to mute that.
That's my bad. My bad.
Oh, I thought Josh had frozen for a second. Sorry. MUFC, what are you saying, man?
I think. Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was saying MUFC because he said something first. We'll get to you next anyway.
Doesn't Chelsea need to improve in other areas? So why would we get throw your eggs in one basket. You're a striker.
No, we don't really need to improve in other areas. Not as much as some of the other top teams have holes to fill. We do need another central midfielder, but he would be backup because our central midfielders are going to be Conte and Jorginho starting. Center back we've got depth there. The only other position would be right wing back. And there's not a whole lot out there that you would go, you have to bring that player in. Maybe just Traore, but he's 25 mil. We don't need any other attacking positions other than striker. And we created a lot of chances when Tuchel came in. I think the first most in the league after he came in. We just didn't put him in the back of the net, and that's what Haaland does for us.
Could I ask you another question, right? As I'm a Man U fan, right?
Sure.
And obviously I've got experience with Pogba, right? Do you really want Mino Raiola around your club?
Yeah, but our club's a little bit different, I would say, structural wise than yours is. I mean, Mino, we haven't done business with Mino for a while. We actually had to rebuild that relationship with him.
Who was the last person? Who was the last player we had underneath Mino Raiola? Can't really remember.
I can't even remember.
I don't think we've had one. The closest is going to be when we got Lukaku in 2017. But that's it.
Probably.
We got Rodrigo saying, Lewis, thank you for having Fabrizio on the stream. Can't be bothered. But big up yourself for the donation anyway.
So, yeah, our club.
You get. Right, go for it, guys.
Our club is a little bit different on the Raiola thing. Is, there'll be a release clause in the Haaland deal, and when you have Marina and Roman to deal with, Fabrizio is not going to play those games with Chelsea because he'll be out again, and we won't buy another one of his players. That's just the way the club functions. They're not going to let an agent dictate terms to them. Don't put the release clause in there.
Relationship though with Raiola, we're all right with Raiola. It's
right now because Czech. Because Czech has rebuilt that relationship. That's one of the first things that Petr Cech did is get in touch with Raiola, and they mended the fences. I just think that you had a vacuum in power at Man United. You had a banker running everything instead of a football man, and he let Raiola play those games. There's ways you can work around that.
See, I don't disagree with you there because, in my opinion, I think when Fergie was at Man United, no one dared to question him because what he's done. Now there's other managers there, Woodward and Glazers are like, oh, we could try this, and manipulate this, and the next thing. You need someone that's headstrong. I'm not saying Ollie in, Ollie out. I'm saying you need a headstrong coach or manager that does things for himself. Okay, Wenger wasn't much success, but he done things his way. So did Fergie. And that's simple as that, basically. But ever since the managers have moved on, the board have taken over. And it's all dwindling, and everything's getting sucked out of the club, Arsenal and Man United. And we're trying to rebuild as hard as it is. See, Chelsea's had a continuous stream of Roman Abramovich. He's been, he's sacked managers, but he's backed managers.
Yep.
Yes, Josh, pick up yourself. Stay for jumping.
All right, guys. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, love my G. Love.
I think everyone needs to just chill a bit. You know what I mean? Like the Haaland deal is going to happen. This is the first. This is the dip your feet in the water scenario, and then it's whether you want to dive in or not. Because I think there's Chelsea know.
I think we're well off diving at this point. We should be halfway into the ocean.
No, I don't think we are. I think things are moving. Like when it went quiet for that period, things are happening. at a pace. You know, these things take.
Yeah, but we
they
said
work day
that
and night on
you're
these
saying
things.
things were happening like when things went quiet weeks ago, but now we're past those weeks ago and still
No,
barely anything.
look at the Havertz deal, Lewis. The Havertz deal is the same pattern with the Havertz deal, and even the way Dortmund are coming out with their social media, posting Haaland and his first day back at training. They did that all with Havertz. Like they're on the stance we don't want to sell and we don't have to sell. But the reality is they need money. Like most clubs in Europe, they need money.
Actually,
But here's the thing: Dortmund don't need the money. It's just they know they're not getting a better deal.
They do need money. They do need money.
They just got 75 mil for Sancho.
Yeah, but that's over like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
structuring
but the
this
same
Haaland
thing
deal
with
over
Haaland
4
deal is
years.
going to be over 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but it's not gonna. There's gonna be a large percentage up front. It's not going to be a small percentage like United. It will be a large. They're not going to accept small percentages for 5 years when they've done that with Sancho. They might as well say, look, they're probably going to want 80% up front, and then that other 20%.
They are, but regardless of whatever they want, they know that they're going to get significantly less for it next year.
Yeah, obviously.
That could be 62 million in fucking installments over 5 years. How much would that be? Let me get my calculator up.
First of all, a release clause has to be paid in full. You can't
Like
stretch
12
that.
million.
Oh, so that's completely out. Okay, so then they'll want a minimum of at least that 60 million up front.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is,
but even then, Chelsea should be easily paying that then. 62 million up front, or maybe a bit more, take it up to 80, 90 up front for Erling Haaland. That's how much the Romelu Lukaku transfer is going to cost.
I think they're going to pay. I think they're going to pay 100. I think they'll pay close to 100 million up front, and then the rest will be done on an add-on and installment basis. That's how I think they'll do it, because that's very tempting for Dortmund. 100 million cash, plus they're going to get another 50 odd million spread out. That's fair. That's a fair deal for me and for them, because they're getting nowhere near that next year. They're only getting 75 million euros. So that's what 60.
I heard you guys mention it yesterday, but doesn't Dortmund have a relatively aging squad? Like they're at the end, closer than not to like the cycle of their team. Like you were,
But they're not
certain
an ambitious
positions they
club.
do.
They have not got ambition. They're a development side. That's what they are. They buy young talent for nothing. They develop them, and then they sell them on for big money. They are a running business.
Yeah, they're just a selling club. I can't lie.
They are. So if Chelsea come in, when I don't think it's when they come in for that and land that large money amount. Yeah, Dortmund are going to. They'll be absolutely stupid to refuse it. Absolutely stupid.
They won't, Johnny. That's the thing, right? It's exactly. Like the thing is from. No, go on.
Yeah, I was just asking, like, how true is like the offer that we put into that came through on Sky? Because I don't believe anything Sky says in recent years. So how true is that?
It's an
Sky said it was a bid that got rejected from Dortmund when it wasn't a bid, it was an inquiry. Chelsea inquired about a cash plus Tammy or CHO or both deal, and they rejected it. It wasn't an official bid. It was
intent.
It's sensible because Chelsea just it's good to hear because like, that means we officially started like negotiations.
Oh, we started negotiations time ago, but that's just where it still is. It hasn't gone anywhere else since then. Go on, Nick. Sorry.
But what they're trying to do is like they're trying to break down the deal. So like you have to try different stuff because they don't want to spend that 150 mil up front if they could get a better deal. So if none of that is working, they're probably gonna have to bite the bullet and then just pay the money because I reckon Abramovich will put in that money and probably try and get Erling Haaland in. But yeah, it's an inquiry to get in with Dortmund and so that's certain now that we've started negotiations and stuff. So
all it is a feelers. It's a feelers with Dortmund to see how they react, and they're reacting okay. They're not outright going out publicly going under no circumstances is Haaland not for sale. They haven't done that. They haven't given a deadline like they did with Sancho. They haven't set a price like they did with Sancho. This is although it's more complicated deal than Sancho deal, it's actually a whole different approach. It's just different, and I think Chelsea have come offering players to test the waters to see if they are interested in one of Chelsea's players, then they can both come to a realization of where they value those players. And if they're not interested, then Chelsea know that it's about a cash deal. So that already they've eliminated the plus player. It's cash now. So now their next approach is, where do we bid? Where do we make? At what sort of price do we go in with an official bid? Because that official bid, like Jan said, no one wants to lose face. And Chelsea don't want to be embarrassed going in with a £130 million bid and getting it turned down, and then having to come up and go another 100 and add another 20. Let's go 150 million and get it turned down. If Dortmund do not want to sell, if Dortmund don't want to sell, in my opinion, they would have said, under no circumstances we are selling. All right. It's got to be. Hold on. It's got to be a fantasy deal, right? Okay, that's the words of Jan, yeah, fantasy deal. But when that fantasy deal does come, they are going to take it because they are interested in selling him for big money. Who isn't? But they know they're going to get the most money this year. It's a no-brainer. So it's just tactics. It's to and from tactics with Chelsea and Dortmund. And Dortmund are stubborn, but I don't feel like their stance is like the Sancho stance, which is a really good thing. That's a very good thing for us.
Yeah,
because it makes it a little bit easier.
It's about achieving the most favourable outcome for Chelsea Football Club, right? We want to spend as little money as we can, if that kind of makes sense. Obviously, we want the player, but we want to do it in the best way possible in terms of the club and offering up the money and the finances and the structurings of that deal. And this stuff takes time to sort out. And, as Johnny said, we got to test the waters a bit. We got to see what works, what doesn't. To just achieve the best outcome for the club and to secure the Haaland deal, right? We can't just jump in, to the deep end and just we just want all the transfers, put up all the money up front first. We need to structure this deal accordingly so that we can achieve success with Erling Haaland too. It just takes time over all things.
That's
and all
why
these reports coming out, it's
analogy.
just...
When
exactly.
you feel like a bird, you know what I'm saying? You feel like a bird. You text each other. You see what the vibe
Johnny,
is.
You got a good game, huh? You got a good game.
A little wine and dine. You know what I'm saying? You have the wine and dine. You have a few chats, and then you go out again, and then you might start kissing or whatever. And that's the deal with Dortmund. You've got to smother them.
Johnny, you got a date coming soon or something?
No, man, I'm just.
We're getting R-rated up in here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, how's your game, Johnny? How's your game?
Come on, man. You'll sprinkle a bit of the minerals on them and they don't stand a chance.
You already know.
Hey, have you guys seen Manlo's tweet? Manlo just tweeted and said Arsenal interested in Tammy Abraham.
Yeah,
that's just paper talk.
We did that months ago. Like we know Arsenal, Manchester United, West Ham, Aston Villa, Leicester City have all inquired about Tammy Abraham over the last month. There's plenty of suitors for him, but I've already said if we sell him, it's probably late in the window. So we can try and catch a club that's a bit more desperate and we can try and get more money for it. It's what makes more sense.
I'm saying, doesn't it make sense if we sell him? If we sell him for, let's say, 30-40 million, and then we can use that money for the Haaland deal rather than offering Tammy.
If they get a 40 million bid, they will accept. But I feel like it's going to come later in the window before we get a bid of that magnitude.
Exactly. We want to secure the Haaland deal first because if you think about it, then we'll have a lot of strikers, right? Then we'll probably have to offload one. And the most likely one to go when we get Haaland in the club will be Tammy, let's be real. So you can't plan for things ahead.
This is why it's a tactics thing, right? Where you go in with the Haaland deal and let's say you're very close, then the clubs that are interested in your players know that if you go and sign Haaland, they know you want to recoup that money. And they're going to try and get every player that you got for cheap. Cheaper than what you can sell them now.
But clubs can be desperate for Tammy,
Let's get an outside opinion from outside the club. What you got, Manchester United fan?
Who's a United fan?
Me.
Oh, right.
I think Chelsea should go, all out for Haaland. I think it'll take at least one season for him to get kick-started. I don't think we should sell CHO. He's the future. Well, if you get Haaland, you've not won the league yet.
I've just got a question off that. By get going, what do you mean? What do you expect in the first season then? Let's say he comes. What do you mean? Like, it'll take 1 year for him to get going. Does that mean he scores 10 goals, 20 goals, or what's up?
Right. I'll be honest. See if Haaland comes to Chelsea. I think Man United, Liverpool, City will look at the Chelsea team and go, shit, we're in trouble. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
My thing to you then is, as United, if United went and got Harry Kane and Varane, right, argument's sake, that's like us getting Haaland for our team, and we've won the Champions League. Now, if you get Kane and Varane, that makes you automatic title contenders also. Does it or does it not?
Wait, United in for Kane as well?
Nah, United would pay over the odds.
But they are probably the one club.
What happened to City?
Who would want to pay that? I reckon for Kane.
Kane would go to one club in England. That's City. That's real because they will pay over the odds for him. They'll just stump up whatever they need. United, I don't think they will.
No, City won't pay that money. They won't pay
that. Sure? That's what they always say.
United already have Martial, Greenwood, and Cavani.
Kane isn't
Couldn't
going
United have
anywhere.
gotten Haaland for 20
Yeah,
million?
Spurs are holding him back for this season, and Kane isn't going to force his
Kane
way
isn't
out.
going anywhere.
Yeah, but if City swoop in with like 120 mil, that'll turn some heads. Not gonna lie.
Not even. They'll come in with 100.
No, they want 150 million minimum.
What about
were
like
talking
if
about
they had
200
Laporte or someone like that on plus cash? If player plus cash deal over 100 mil, I think Spurs would have to take that.
Let me know, like, if Pep wants him, I think they'll pay the money.
I got to
So
bounce. I got to
Grealish-
get ready for work, brother.
Right, bless man. Save for jumping on it. I think. What are you saying anyway, man? We haven't heard much from you, bro. Jake.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
but
guess
all you
my
said.
hearing's off today, man. I don't know what's good, but
No worries.
Touching up on the keys a bit, doesn't it make zero sense? Like, isn't it the same thing as bidding 100 million for Grealish? Like, we're over here talking about like what winger we should get rid of, but meanwhile we're bidding 100 million for another winger. That just makes no sense to me.
I don't believe that one's real. I think at the most that would be an inquiry as well. I don't think there's any truth to it. It came out of nowhere, and we haven't heard anything else about it since. So I don't think there's anything to it.
Yeah, Chiesa's just paper talk. Like, let's be real. Do we really need another winger? No, we don't. We need a striker.
I'll be real. I'll take Chiesa. I ain't even going to front about it. I'd take Chiesa every day of the week.
No,
but
of course. I'm not doubting
know.
his quality. I would love Chiesa at the club. He's one for the future. He's going to be exceptional.
That's just a classic agent trying to get him a better deal or
Exactly.
to buy him. That's all it is, man. He'll never leave. He won't leave.
He's in the middle of a 2-year loan deal at Juventus with an obligation to buy straight afterwards. So he's already in the middle of that. He's not Juventus's player right now anyway.
Who owns him? Sorry, I know he's not loan.
Fiorentina own him until next season when Juve will pay the obligation to buy, and then it'll be
So we
Juve's
pay Fiorentina that, or
basically, but we'd have to break the loan deal too, which I just don't see happening because it's already in motion.
Exactly. I just read from Simon Stone. I don't know how reliable he is. He said told no official bid from Chelsea, Erling Haaland, but even if they did, would be wasting their time as BVB have no interest in selling, which I think is PR. But because if they get 150 million, I don't think they're going to turn down 150 million. Possible.
That's what that young guy already said now. If it's 150 million, they won't say no.
Yeah. He's one day I believe more is Yanni because he's Norwegian as well, and he's he basically broke down every piece of Havertz deal last summer. So I know he's pretty reliable.
Because he had connections to Leverkusen too, because he played there. So.
Yeah.
Wait, so we offered 100 million plus Tammy, not 100 million plus Tammy or CHO?
Say that again?
We offered 100 million plus Tammy, not 100 million plus Tammy or CHO, right? Because if Dortmund turned down CHO, I think that's a big offer.
I think with any variation of it, like could be cash and Tammy, cash and CHO, or both.
Why would Dortmund ever turn down CHO? That's an L, in my opinion.
No, it wasn't.
Of course, I want to hold on to CHO, but why would they
just
ever?
Not that good.
They probably just wanted more money up front.
Yeah, they just wanted cash. They just
No,
want
because
money.
It's not
they
to
would
say
value,
they don't want Tammy. It's not to say they don't want Cho. It's just they didn't really agree with the initial offer.
they value Chelsea value Cho more than Tammy. So if Cho's in the deal, that means that's less money up front to Dortmund, and that's probably why they're not interested. And with Tammy, with Dortmund already looking at that other striker, so they don't really need a striker. And with throwing Tammy in there, does Tammy even want to go Bundesliga as well? There's a lot of complications with a deal like that.
Dortmund, if anything's a club to develop, Tammy would really develop it.
No, do you know what I think this is? I think Chelsea have made that test the waters bid, not an official bid, to work out in their minds with Dortmund what price. So Chelsea know what roughly that amounts to through the valuations, but we don't know what the cash figure is. But let's say the cash figure's 70 million and they've added a 40 million, or who they value as 40 million, Tammy, right? That gives you an indication that they're offering 110 million sterling. So that's about 130 million euros, roughly. So they've seen if Dortmund would take that, and Dortmund said no. So it's not always about them rejecting the player. It's more about working out what the overall price tag of that package includes. That's what's interesting.
It's the art of the deal. You know?
Yeah. So they know that they've got to reach a 150. Now they know they've got to reach a 150 mark because they've already offered a 130 mark. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is about this whole Haaland deal. Yeah, I actually do think we're gonna get him because I don't think Chelsea, because we don't really have much other options out there. The only other option, if you want a top striker right now, is Harry Kane. Like really, really easy. You really only need a top striker. Yeah, but Lukaku said he's not leaving, and Inter don't want to sell him. So
yeah, but
the only other
if we pay
option,
90,
and we're still being linked with him. He said he doesn't want to leave, and Inter said they're not selling, but we're still being linked with him. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Like, what?
We've heard that before.
I don't think we're gonna. No, I don't think they're gonna be. They're gonna sell both Hakimi and Lukaku and Willian. No, I don't think so. But for me,
they're desperate for money. They are desperate for money. They're
I forgot to read the super chat. Big up 2-bit saying, Johnny, you're delusional. Haaland, he ain't coming to Chelsea. There's a big reason to think that Haaland's coming Chelsea right now. I can't lie. I think at this point, you can't even say that's delusion at this point.
The player himself smiled when he was asked.
Going to pay the money.
Alfie and Haaland literally chatted with Dortmund yesterday.
Abramovich bought a New York for 120 mil last month. Really think he gives a fuck about how much Haaland costs? He's coming to Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask a question off the back of this. Do you think we could see maybe another more formal Haaland offer next week sometime? Like more now that we've tested the waters a bit, like 120 mil or something like that. Plus,
no, I think it's going to speed up. I think it's going to be.
Like, you guys need to realize that. If we sell Tammy, there's potentially 100 million from Tammy. Marc Guehi and Tamori from sales already, 100 million.
Yeah, I hear that, but Tammy's probably going to be a lot more later on in the window, and it's going to be more of a last-second buy. Like
the moment someone puts an official bid for Tammy, all the other clubs that are interested are going to come in. You'll see. But no one in the market really has made an official bid, and it's quite rare to hear official bids now. It's more. Put feelers out. Everyone just puts a feeler out, and it's all behind the scenes.
Drop a little DM on Instagram. Just be like, "Yo, what are you saying about 120? Is that cool?"
Yeah.
Then when you just get seen and no response, you realize it ain't it.
I think you already know. Marina and Czech obviously involved, but I think Czech's more to deal with Raiola and Alfie, that side of the game. Marina's fronting for Abramovich. And I think Marina's main skill set will be used for the after the cash, all the add-ons, the bonuses, all the things. If he wins Champions League, if he wins the Premiership, how much is he going to get? Blah blah blah. Because that's what they did with Havertz. And eventually, you get to a figure that Dortmund will accept, the overall figure that they know they're guaranteed to get this money, and they might get bonuses on top of that. So that 150 million
this is going to take a while.
Amount to like 180.
This deal is definitely going to take a while. This deal is definitely going to take a while.
No,
I think so because
it's been taking time. Trust.
It's going to take a little while, man.
Oh yeah, there's definitely trust, but it's like we can't really do much more now. All we can do is just wait.
Exactly.
It's
We're
just
sitting there
the long-
waiting, daily streams, speculating, and going round and round in circles.
Yeah,
man.
You
exactly.
saw, Lewis, you
It's
saw
the
my
long
tweet
game that we
I
have to
put,
play.
yeah? I put a tweet. I replied to Jan's tweet or whatever, and I said patience game, and he liked it. And that's
Yeah,
the
but I
point. It
mean,
is patience,
yeah, and
man.
I'm questioning him a lot more now. He said Hudson-Odoi isn't in Tuchel's plans because I heard that and I was
Yeah,
like,
I
well, what
think
do you
that's a
mean?
bit
Ain't
sus.
Yeah,
He might not
Tuchel
be.
loves
He might not be,
Tuchel, there's
Lewis.
no way.
No, I don't believe that.
Nah,
I mean,
I think
I
he
do
said
believe.
that.
I
think he
do
said that with
believe
some
that if
context.
no, it was quoted. It was word for word. What I think it was if Callum Hudson-Odoi can be offered for Erling Haaland, he will be. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not in Tuchel's plans. It's like he's just looked at the lack of game time that he's had.
Yeah,
looked
that's
at
what I'm
his
saying.
age and just
I
said,
think he's just
"Oh, he
looking
must
at the
not be
game time and
interested."
seeing which players are not getting game time, and just
Yeah, I'm not
mentioning
sure
those
whether
players for the
he's
Holland.
looking into that.
Or it affects his value straight away. That affects his value if that gets out. That affects Odoi's value. So if Chelsea are trying to use Odoi in the Dortmund deal, Chelsea might value Odoi very highly, but because of this, Dortmund are looking at it and going, well, he's not hardly played. Tuchel doesn't want him, so I think we actually value him at this price. And then that's the sticking point in that deal. I just don't think Dortmund are going to accept a player. I don't think they will. They like to go and buy their own players and make money off them. They're not going to go and accept a £50 million Tammy or a £60 million Odoi because they're essentially paying for that.
Going off
Exactly.
that, I really thought Tammy plus 100 million made sense. Just like because like Tammy's going to thrive, he's only going to get better there. But
they want money.
Anything they're just going to take straight cash.
It makes sense for us.
Want money.
It doesn't make sense for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
Yeah.
so they're not for it. They don't want that.
Yeah,
They want
exactly,
money.
Jake. They hold the cards, right? Because they know Haaland is gone next year, right? So if he wants to go this year, they have to maximize his value. They want to milk that cow, man. They want to get as much money as they can. They don't want to get like
but you know what? There's a flip side to that. There's a flip side. The flip side is they let Lewandowski go for nothing to Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
they've got that in their locker.
I read on they're struggling to pay off Marlon's fees as well. I read
I think they have got it in them to wait next year with Haaland, but I don't think Haaland, personally, I think he's already made that step.
He's ready to move.
He
wants to play for the club. You know, all the personal terms I don't think are an issue.
Not,
if he comes to the
but
club.
realistically, in Haaland's mind, they're not going to challenge Champions League. They're not going to challenge
that.
Bundesliga, and he knows that. But he's elevated his level to get his next move, and his next move should be now, really. And that's why I think
now or next year. But he wants it now too.
He wants it now.
It's a big enough bid. Let's go.
Yeah, he does.
Exactly.
He does. Yeah.
We just have to trust Marina, and we have to trust Roman that they're going to do the right thing. And all the signs are pointing to the Havertz trajectory.
Don Roman, bro. It's
true.
He's brought enough good news to the club, man. He's done us a big solid, you know, over the years, and you just got to have trust in the Don, man, and he will deliver, man. He's got all the minerals. He's got all the resources. Don Roman, man. Don't question him and Marina too. I reckon when it comes to these big deals, they do not mess about. So it just takes time with these things, like we're all saying. And just look positive, look to the bright side. Stuff will happen and come our way.
Isn't that a wonderful thing too, man? Because like I listen to my brother's a Man U fan, and I have a couple friends who are Arsenal fans, and they have so much insecurity around the leadership at their club. You know, they're always constantly worried about being taken advantage of or being bent over a barrel for a deal or for a player who's pretty average. You know, but I have none of that feeling about our leadership. I feel ultra confident.
Yeah, we're genuinely blessed with the owner that we have.
We really are.
Like, we have the best owner in world football. One of the best, if not the best, you know, transfer negotiators, Marina Granovska. I mean, yeah, we've all have hits and misses, you know, over the years, and we will hold her accountable for the misses, but she has more hits than misses so far. And the thing is, it's just cohesion. There's not a lot of politics at the club, right? It's so structured and runs so well. It's a well-oiled machine at Chelsea Football Club. It's not a mess, you know. It's not a parts bin like Arsenal, man. There's no doing everything hanging off there. There's no mess. We don't mess about.
You do realise as well with this deal that you've got Mason Mount and you've got Kante, all due new deals, and Rudiger. So if you bring in Haaland and he's 350 grand a week, Well, Haaland and Kante, Mount, and not so much Mount, because Mount loves the club regardless. Like, he's not going to leave, and Chelsea know that. But with Rudiger and Kante, their agents will be demanding close to those
I think
wages.
Kante's chill. I think Rudiger could be the sticky one still, you know.
True.
I think Kante's got a big heart for the club, you know. He's such a chill, down-to-earth guy. I think Rudiger's the one.
Rudiger will probably be like 200k a week, in my opinion.
Exactly. We've treated to be fair, we have treated him like shit at times, you know. I mean, the media have, not us, sorry. I'll change that. And he hasn't had the most smoothest of rides at the club, you know. So he wants a big payday, and he's proved his performances, man. He's done his talking on the pitch, so it's whether we want to give him that deal, and I think we should, man, because he's a class centre back.
Pretty sure Jorginho's getting a new deal as well.
Yeah, exactly. And
class,
Jorginho. So you've got a knock-on effect. You've got players you need to sell, you need players you need to re-sign their contracts, and then you want to bring in a Haaland. If you bring in a Haaland before all of that, it's very difficult to do those other sides.
Yeah, but we're doing that. We got rid of Giroud. We got rid of Marc Guehi. We're getting rid of Tammy.
You got Barkley.
So
you got Loftus. You got Alonso. You got Emerson.
I feel like we still got a couple
There's plenty of deadwood, but it's like I'm sure there's been bids for a lot of them, or you could find suitors. It's just accept any price, especially if they're on stupid wages like 100k a week.
Yeah, like Chelsea's asking for too much for a deadwood.
Napoli, the price they're offering for Emerson is not right. It's too low.
Well, I'll take like 30 to 20 more for Emerson. I'll be real. You know, he's had a good tournament, good end to the Euros. You know, of course, won it with Italy and stuff. He's a decent player. You know, he's nothing super special. He's nothing terrible. He's just a solid, all-round, pretty decent player. So
don't we only need to sell only one of Alonso or Emerson? Because if we sell both, we don't really have a backup for Chilwell.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's the thing. Then I don't know. We'd have to probably look for free agents. Someone like Van
which one would you guys rather keep?
I don't know. I'd probably much rather
Emerson all day.
Emerson over Alonso every day of the week. Yeah, every day of the week.
But I think Emerson has a lot more, you know, selling value, right? Alonso's a bit older.
Especially now after the Euros.
Yeah, of course, right. So Emerson's, you know, the easier one to sell, but it's whether we want to sell him and then just keep Alonso on the books and when he drops a stinker or something like that. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if both of them went and we got someone like Van Aanholt in on a free off Palace, right? Because there's a lot of, you know, there's a couple decent free transfers that we could get, and then someone like that who's already been at the club, experienced player, you know what you get with him. You know, he's a solid number 2 option. I wouldn't mind.
Real quick on the left, I love Chilwell. I thank God we got him over Regulon and Tellez even when we were linked with him. But I hate Alonso and I love Emerson for 2 reasons. One, Emerson just gives his effort every single time he's on the pitch. And I love that we subbed him on sometimes when he was a midfielder. Like, he's versatile in that aspect. Like, we could sub him on in multiple positions and he'll give it. If we need that spark of energy in the last 5 minutes, he'll come on and do that. Alonso, though, he was coming in and taking the place of Chilwell at first. And Chilwell had to learn the wing back role instead of being an outside back. And that, like, we even played the one game when we played Cho at left wing back. Like, what was that to do to motivate Chilwell to get hyped up? Like, what?
No, you have to.
I think we got to get rid of Alonso, and he's more valuable in the market too. So
no, Alonso in his day was a baller, man. In that context,
he's a good utility player.
Exactly.
Utility.
We don't want to play him every single game. He can come in for 3 or 4 games, do his thing, score a goal, score a free kick, something like that. But nothing more, nothing less, you know. We shouldn't expect too much more from him, you know, especially at his age now too, man. He's a slow player and all that kind of stuff. And he does get caught out defensively. So it's just about utilizing him in the right times and right moments. Whereas Emerson is a lot more versatile, as you've said, you know, and that's a key positive and strong aspect of his game. So
Alonso's got to go, man. He's got to go, man.
Exactly, it's time. It's time.
To just
but the most money we're going to get for Alonso is just to essentially we're going to sell him at the value of like left in his contract, and I don't think that we're going to make any profit off that player. We're just going to move someone off our
he's
books.
Off the books, though. Yeah,
exactly. That's
I agree.
Yeah,
but the valuation of Emerson right now is never going to be higher. He's just come off of a Euro where good Euros. He wants to move on. He wants to play for his team. It's pretty clear. I don't blame him for that. And it's a depressed market. We're not going to get higher. We're not going to get the price we bought him for. So let's move him for as close to, rather than he runs out his contract or we get rid of him for like 15 million like 2 years from now.
As well, man.
God, yeah.
How long does Alonso have left on the contract? How long does he have left? Anyone know?
Good question.
Because I reckon we could get like 10.
He re-signed a new contract in like 2019.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I reckon it's probably got a year or two left. I think if we can get 10 mil or something like that, I don't think that would be
2023. He's got 2 years left.
All right. Well, I think I'd take 10 mil, 10, 12 mil, something like that. Just a cheeky little dabble. You know?
Or lads, Lazio literally said he'd be their dream signing. It's great.
Lazio?
Yeah.
What, Maurizio Sarri, Lazio?
Sorry, man.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, after how badly he stunk up the left side to the point we had to play Emerson there.
Yeah, sorry.
2019 Alonso was horrendous.
Sorry,
that was a crime against his club. I'm surprised Sarri wants him.
Yeah, Emerson started in the Europa League final. We didn't rate. Sorry, didn't rate him.
Yeah, Alonso was riding bench through about April onwards, and even Emerson wasn't even that great at left back that
Emerson
season.
looked bad. Yeah, he did look bad that season.
Alonso did. But that's why I've always said get rid of both of them. Emerson's always better by Alonso than Alonso. But it's just by default. Alonso's horrendous.
Who would you rather get rid of out of Zappa Costa and Alonso if you only had one choice? Choose one, man.
The only exception.
Johnny Bun.
Can I pick one? Probably who's on the higher wages.
Alonso, probably.
I reckon Zappa Costa's on a bare amount though. He's probably on like some stinky like 80k or something ridiculous. Like we'd be shocked, man. I swear.
The guy doesn't even look like a footballer, man. He looks like a waiter or something.
He scored that one good goal in the Champions League. That's my only memory. You know, that one where he just finessed it from like 50 yards out the halfway line. That's all I can remember.
Yeah, no, we already know Alonso's ability and his lack of ability anyway. What other stuff's absolute Chelsea support? Are still interested in Tammy Abraham. We already knew that. Ian Robbins retired. That's mad.
Couldn't let that man on his left foot.
That's been very sudden as well, but yeah, what a career. I wish he stayed at Chelsea for longer. It took us like a decade to replace him properly.
What about
Marc Guehi? You already know he's on his way out, and it's kind of annoying, but we have first refusal on him, so it's not completely terrible. We can still go and get back if we want to, and we're trying to do that fucking Basmati, so we can spend that 5 years.
Would you? I want to test you lot, yeah. So if Dortmund said we want Mason Mount, all right?
Hell no.
And 60 million.
Hell no.
And 60 million.
You already know
saying yes, you're saying no.
Wait, Johnny, I want to test you on something. If Dortmund come in for Mason Mount and they say we don't want to swap him with Erling Haaland, what are you saying? What are you saying?
I'm saying
no way.
Stay in Germany, middle finger up, pants down, let's have it. Yeah?
Pants down?
Pants down so you can see my front, not my back.
Man are out to doing indecent exposure charges. I can't be bothered.
No way, man.
The minerals must remain, bro. We can't export them, man. They're
no,
minerals.
What about if it was 20 million at Mount and they accepted?
Nah, mate.
You can't sell your soul like that, man.
I'll go and write it at the club, man.
Yeah.
You'd end up loaning yourself to Dortmund for a few years as well.
Move to Germany.
This one's interesting. Persistent interest from Crystal Palace and Conor Gallagher. Maybe the aim is that they want to sign. They want to sign Marc Guehi and they want to get Conor Gallagher on loan because they can't get.
That's not a bad shout.
Look,
Newcastle interested as well now in Conor Gallagher.
I bun Newcastle, man. Willock's probably going to play at Cam, something like that. But Palace is a very interesting, option. You know, they got Vieira in as the manager, right? You know, Eze is injured too, so they lack that young creative spark. But they got that guy in from Reading, that French guy, Michael Olise, I think. That's what his name is. He's one for the future. I've seen a couple of highlights of him at Reading. He's going to be a baller, man. They get Guehi in, and then they get someone like Conor Gallagher in, man, with Zaha. And when Eze comes back fit, that's going to be pretty decent. That's going to be a pretty decent team.
Crystal Palace has a huge rebuild.
If Marc Guehi and Conor Gallagher signed, this is me for the rest of the season. Come on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cop that third kit.
I'm all here.
Palace has too many young players. Like, there's no experience in that squad.
Are you joking? Palace, there's no experience.
No,
in
but
Palace,
you can
man.
see what they're trying to build. They're trying to build a
incredibly
old.
Hey, Gary Cahill alongside Marc Guehi, that's going to be a banging partnership.
Gary Cahill's contract ran out at the end of last season.
Yeah, but they can renew it though. That's the thing.
Have they not renewed it?
Not yet. No.
Well, yeah.
The Cahill's gone.
They're letting a lot of those guys go.
I think they are because they're rebuilding. So I think I was watching a bit of TalkSport. You know, Andros Townsend is on one of their shows. He was just like, because of course he's at the club and stuff, and I'm pretty sure his deal's expiring. I'm pretty sure that the players were told to like wait for the manager come in. You know, then they talk. So I think yeah, a lot of them are gonna go, but a couple of them will stay. You know, it's just about the whole.
Yeah, they're probably gonna re-sign Cahill, so it's nothing.
Yeah, they have to. They have to because what others their only other centre back is like James Tompkins or
yeah.
So like they have to keep Cahill on that basis. And one, he's a very competent defender, and two, he's gonna have a lot to learn from him, man. Because Cahill was a baller back in the day.
Talking about centre backs, did you guys see Spurs' offer for Koundé?
Man,
they got rejected. You love to see it.
I'm saying, what do you guys think about that offer? If we were to give like 30 million and maybe like someone like Zuma,
I reckon I'd take it. But
that'd be a big switch up from what they get with Koundé, though.
I think Zuma's going to go.
But they're looking to sell.
But the thing is, it'd mess up the.
That was the more baffling thing. Why are we 20 million for Guehi when we want to sell Zuma for 25? Like, couldn't we have focused getting rid of Zuma? No, we had offers though. Tottenham were interested. Everton were interested. Wolves had already had a bid, but what's his name? Zuma wasn't interested, and Roma wanted to take him too.
I think Roma.
Roma wanted to loan.
Wanted a loan. Yeah.
Yeah, Roma was probably going to be a loan because Italian clubs
with an option to buy.
But there's still other clubs that were interested anyway. Spurs would have taken
talks right now.
Taken him.
All right, mates, I gotta jump in. Name me three defenders better than Kurt Zuma at last-ditch tackling or aerial ability. I'm curious.
Aerial ability, I'm not
those
sure.
Categories, no, but we hopefully don't have too much
We don't play that kind of football, man.
Yeah.
His nickname is Zuma Airlines for a reason. Did you see the headers he was racking up for us?
Have you seen Big Verge in the air, man? You don't want to mess with
Chelsea, not Sheffield.
Hey, man, I love Zuma, but he's not at the quality. He's not at the standard.
Zuma
he needs to go. He needs to go to Everton.
Zuma can go. Tammy will go. Barkley, Loftus, all these players will go, but they don't hurt us. There's only one player that hurts us that's gone.
The fringe. They're all fringe players. And
I want to know. I want you to name which player it is.
Danny.
Don't say Guehi.
Tomori's gonna be world class, man.
Yeah,
Tomori will buy us, but the one that's gone is Billy Gilmore. That's the one that's going to hurt us in this window.
No, man, come on.
Yeah, he will. He will. Because you're going to go.
He's coming back for next season. Don't worry, John.
You're going to go and spend 150, 60 million on Haaland. All right. So your funds are all tied up in that. If you can't sell and you're only loaning players out because you can't sell them, where are you getting money for Rice and Tchouaméni?
We're not gonna sell Goat more, man. Just allow.
No. He's loaned. I'm saying he's loaned.
Yeah, I know that.
So he's not in our squad for the whole season. So who are you going to bring in when you buy Haaland?
Tchouaméni, Rice, or Kamara.
Where are you getting 70-80 million?
We're not getting Rice.
Because we have the money, man.
Money isn't the problem. We're just Gallagher.
I'm sorry, but give one of the academy players a chance at that shot.
But he is an academy
player. But Gilmore would have been that guy, is what Johnny's saying.
Yeah, I know. I hear that. But we want to. Yeah, Trevor Chalobah, man. He had a good year.
Man.
RLC or Gallagher over
Gallagher.
If you have Gilmore there ready, he's ready to play this level, right?
He's not ready.
So he's not ready, but Chalobah and Livramento.
Chalobah's had a full season in the
None of them are ready.
Right, so Gilmore's already ahead of all these guys. So I'm saying we're going to go and blow out our budget on Haaland, and rightly so, and I'm all for that. But what I'm saying to you is you're limited on who you buy to fill in that fourth place in the midfield.
You just play that academy player there. Look, it's going to be on rotation.
Kamara for 15 million.
Johnny, we want
to go for a whole season.
He's chewing on their mic.
And you're just gonna throw in that player
Yeah,
Gilmore's already had experience.
I think it might be Ruben, you know, because the way.
No, it won't be. It'll be Trent.
Not a holding six. We need a destroyer six. So we're not going to go for any of these guys.
Ruben's not staying. Ruben's not staying, man. He's going. Ruben,
I would love for him to, but he's probably going.
Alonso, they're all going to go. Those players are going. Zuma will go. Emerson potentially. Yeah, that's a lot of players.
Musunda as well. What do you guys think about Musunda? Probably going to go on loan.
I'm telling you, Gilmore's going to bite us in the arse.
I don't think so, Johnny. I think he's going to develop so much.
Exactly,
I hope he does.
Norwich, that's the thing, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you want to give him that
Chelsea
spot.
doing his bits, mate.
Me too.
No,
next year.
Zuma for Dirt's going to hurt us. He's not 10 to 15. He's just
my point is when you don't have Jorginho playing, because you can't play 70 games or 65 games in the season, right?
Agreed.
No, but Kovacic can't do what Jorginho does. He can't do that.
We can give Bakayoko another chance.
No, forget Bakayoko, man. That's a howler.
Boy, lads.
Who said
that? You've got to be.
Who said Bakayoko?
Yeah, who was that? Who was that?
Someone take responsibility for that statement.
State your crimes.
Own up to it, man. That was a
but Johnny, I get what you're saying about Gilmore, man, but we do need another midfielder, right? So I agree with those two things. What I don't agree with is that we're not going to have any money left over afterward for another signing, because I think we need a player that we don't currently have, a destroyer 6. And then next year, when Jorginho goes back to Italy, we've got Gilmore ready to step into that role, you know, and he's had a whole year at a really nice setup at Norwich with a coach that knows Tuchel. I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's not that old, man. He's not old.
No, but I think he wants to go. I think that he does in the next couple of years. I could be wrong.
Jorginho will return to Italy in a few years.
I think he wants to go back to Italy.
Right,
yeah.
a few years,
and so then we've got Gilmore ready to step in.
Yeah. Gilmore is the direct competition for Jorginho.
Exactly.
But you take what my point is, you take Gilmore out. He's left now. He's on loan. There is not one player, you can bring in Tchouameni and Rice, none of them do what Jorginho does. So when Jorginho's not in the side, you lack that. And that is important in the way Tuchel plays. We've seen it.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but I think that we're hampering Gilmore, though, if we keep him just for that bit part role when he needs to be playing consistently.
I think Gilmore would have got more games this season. I genuinely think he will.
But maybe more, but he wouldn't get enough.
He would start.
Yeah,
but he's got it at a higher level. Yeah, but he's got it at a higher level, higher intensity training.
Yeah, I know. But it's about that experience. It's about the development, Johnny. It's about
bigger game magnitude. The games that he'll be playing will be higher level than Norwich, mate. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not. I hear you. You have very valid points there. But the thing is about Gilmore, it's about experience, talent, game time.
So we need a DM.
It's the players he's playing around. What I'm saying is we've all wanted a DM, right?
I see the Lord.
Everyone's wanted a DM for Chelsea, and we go and get that DM.
Bro, we got Christensen, bro.
Right?
We got Christensen.
We get yeah.
We got the Danish Maldini, man. Stepped up there.
Come on, man. Andreas Baresi. We'll turn him into Andreas Makaleli. Let's go.
Christensen's got to walk into 99% of the teams in Europe. Like, there's no way. Like,
yeah, damn right, man.
No way.
Johnny, I guess
when Jorginho don't play, that's when we will suffer.
Yeah, but Johnny, Gilmore doesn't have an option.
We get unboiled rice as our option.
No,
because he's going to have to play like Makaleli, but he can only play like Rice.
Yeah, but Lewis, he can't play. He can't play like Jorginho. Jorginho's very unique. And
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So that's gonna hurt us in the sense of we will go into games when Jorginho won't play, and we're gonna have to really fight. Everyone else has got to be well on top of their game to fill that void of Jorginho, and that's not really how I want to go into a season. I want to be confident in every position. You look at City have cover for every position. Now Jorginho hasn't got cover now. So you've got to rely on Kante and Kovacic.
We still got time to cover that position, Johnny.
We do have time, but but the thing, Johnny, if we bring in,
Tuchel probably has someone in his mind. So Tuchel.
Yeah, but you're having to go and pay money now for that position when we're trying to get Haaland. That doesn't make sense to me.
No, we get Haaland first, Johnny. That's the thing. Then we assess.
Then what happens if we can't offload players and Tuchel can't get that player?
We've already offloaded 50 million.
We will have trust, man.
See, that's what it comes down to.
But what I'm saying to you is no one's going to be on the level of Gilmore, mate. No one.
I
mean, I think
that's
they will.
why we loaned him out to get.
So Johnny, just to finish this point, I think you have some good concerns here, right? Like, there's valid concerns. If we don't have Jorginho, we don't have a direct, like, deep lying playmaker replacement. But I think that if we bring in a 6, that lets us change our nexus of attack. It lets us change the dynamics of our midfield and our formation, so that we're not needing a Jorginho type midfielder. We're getting our creativity and our metronome and passing in other areas of the pitch. And that's what I think a destroyer lets us do. It makes us not be so reliant on the deep lying metronome, and it gives us other options. And I think that would offset some of the risk that we take on by letting out Gilmore.
If you go and buy Rice,
we're not going to buy Rice.
Let's say.
Let's just imagine in the world of imagination.
Or Schumanni's at 40 million, because everyone rates him. Fabregas rates him really highly, right? You go and spend that money. Do you think that they're going to be happy to sit on the bench? Because
no, I don't think so, but I don't think they will sit on the bench.
Well, right. So if they're not sitting on the bench and Jorginho's not on the bench, that means
I think they'll be splitting time.
Then Kante and Kovacic are on the bench. So you can't leave.
No, I think there's going to be a ton of games. I think I think Kante and Jorginho are starting midfielders, right?
Point.
Yeah, but Kante also needs rest because he's coming to his old age, isn't it? With his injuries as well, he needs a bit of a rest. It's not like we have to play Kante every game.
Every single game, right? Right, and I think if we bring in Kamara or Tuchel, there has to be
to help us break down a team like Newcastle. We don't need him. We just need him for the big games.
But there's going to have to be some humility on the part of these midfielders that come in, especially if it's Kamara or Tuchel, because they're coming from, with all due respect, they're coming from second string teams in the French league, and they're going to take a little bit of a back seat to Kante and Jorginho, understandably.
Wait, can I stop you guys right here for a second? I'm sorry. That's the biggest thing I'll emphasize this every day of the week for everyone. Like, we look at last window, we signed Havertz, Timo Werner, whoever, like Thiago Silva. Those were all the big people on their team, regardless. Like, coming to Chelsea, you buy into winning trophies. So if they want to focus more on playing time opposed to winning trophies, go back to your other teams. Go back to Italy if you're Jorginho. Go wherever. But people have to understand. Like, that's why I said this before. That's why I love Pulisic's mentality. He loves he enhances, he accepts the bench role, if anything, and he accepts making an impact whenever he comes onto the pitch. Ziyech has to accept he's not going to start every game. Werner now has to accept it with Haaland coming in. Every midfield, it goes for every position across the board. Kepa has 8. His mentality, if anything, is coming stronger, even Kepa. So it's like it comes down to
the only
mentality.
ones, Mendy and Mason Mount. The rest of everyone else, they've all got to earn their places. Now, if Haaland comes in,
what about Kante?
Hold on. Well, you lot just said that Kante needs to be rested in and out, so he's not, is he?
No, I agree. I agree with that.
My point is, if Haaland comes in, all right, Mount's playing, that leaves one more space in the front three in this formation. Then you've got Mendy definitely playing. Then everyone else has got to fight for position. You've got 6 players fighting for the left side of the front three, all right? That's including Havertz. And then you got, if you bring in a Rice or Tchouaméni.
Yeah, Trendon, did you say you were jumping off?
Both of them are playing first team football and they're regular first teamers, right?
So
you're asking those 2 players who are signing for money to come in and be prepared to sit on the bench.
Adrenaline, bless my guy, appreciate it.
I can't see that.
I think they will. I think they will Absolutely. Because of the level they're at the minute, and this is no disrespect to the teams they're at the minute, are not the same level of us. So and to be fair, Tchouaméni and Kamara. Actually, no, Kamara I think is. Tchouaméni, I'm not entirely sure if he is. They're not playing every game.
Yeah. All right, so on this logic,
if they come in,
if you buy in Haaland, you buy in Haaland for 150 million, he's automatically starting, isn't he? He's going to start, yeah. So if you bring in a Tchouaméni, I think that's more of a better move for me because he will have to earn his place and he can work his way in and sit on the bench. I'm all good with that. But when you bring in a Rice and you're paying, 70 plus whatever the figure is, like the Chelsea board, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, you're going to bench that player. No chance.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. We're not getting Rice. It's not going to happen.
No, not for 70 million, that's for sure.
But I'm saying, apparently,
I don't even think we're focusing on Rice like that anymore.
Yeah.
It seems like it's died down, hasn't it?
Any guarantee.
That's why I said if we get Haaland, we're not getting Rice.
Has anyone cried about Guehi yet?
Yeah, we have been.
Talk about that at the start, but we can go back into it anyway. What are you saying, bro?
I mean, why are people surprised, man? This is Chelsea. This is what they do, man. People thought, because of the transfer ban, all of a sudden we're going to have a first 11 or academy players. That was never going to happen, man. Doesn't surprise me. Listen, we're trying to generate money for Haaland, and it looks like they had to use Guehi for it. From what the reports are saying, that Chelsea wanted him to stay, but he refused to because he knew he wasn't going to get an automatic start. He refused to sign the contract, so Chelsea just sold him, and obviously they put in a
Good
first
business.
refusal and a 25% buy-on clause. So if he ends up being a great player, we can always have him back. Or if they sell him for, obviously if he's a great player, they're going to sell him for a large amount of money, and Chelsea will get 25% of that. So I'm not mad at it.
Great business. Yeah,
I think it was just people adjusting to it because the rumors just came out today. Yeah. We didn't even get hit with rumors. It just came in straight that he's having a medical. He's going for 20 million out of nowhere. And we all thought that he was going to be loaned out instead. So I think it was just a bit of shock. But the more you think about it, we've reverted back to the way the academy used to be used. We utilized them perfectly for 2 years. Now it's just if you're not elite, you're getting sold.
Bro, it's always been this way. It never changed. Stop letting people lie to you and tell you.
Around 2015 with the transfer ban, it did change for the sake of about 2 years, and that was it. Now we've got.
But it wasn't a change in attitude.
But it's only because of the transfer ban that caused it. Now the transfer ban's gone, and now we're back to being stable as a top club. We're back to using the academy the same way it used to be.
You've also got to be good enough. You've got to be good enough. Mason Mount, Reece James, Odoi.
But I'll say Mason Mount, Reece James, if they just came into the team now, they'd probably be getting sold.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think as well, the thing for me is
Mount came in at the right time, at the perfect time for him. If it was any other time, he would be getting sold.
Mount is destiny. He was destined to be in the squad.
I think the thing for me with this,
the timing, I'll give you that.
I think it's more who it was. It was so like it was any of our other young centre backs like Colwill, Mbuyamba, like even Sarr, like any of them, I wouldn't care. I think it's more the fact it was Guehi and you could see his quality and you could see that at 18, 19, you could already see that he's comfortable on the ball playing in a possession system.
He's not 18,
that's why it cost 20 million.
So he's like 21 years old.
Is he?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think so. I can check quickly.
Yeah, I'll have a little look. He's 21. But even so, like you could see he's comfortable on the ball. He's comfortable with both feet. Plays in a possession system, so he's used to that sort of play.
In the
he'd be able to slot in quite well. I know he did play in the championship, but even so, he's one of the better defenders in the championship at 21 or 22.
Yeah, but he didn't want to stay. What can we do?
Yeah, I know. That is
perfect
the thing.
for Crystal Palace.
If he doesn't want to stay, then there's nothing you can do.
All these
it's
youngsters
just a
are
bit annoying because of who it is.
They're seeing Sancho, they're seeing all these young players mount. They go off on loan and develop as players. And I think a lot of these players, they've seen Tomori as an inspiration. Probably, he's made his move to AC Milan, and he wants to play football. And I feel like they're footballers. They want to play football. They don't just want to be in the under 21s, 23s, just like really struggling to get into the first team. When Chelsea are making mega moves like Haaland, it's understandable.
Right.
But at the same time, we've got a player like Livramento who's going to break his way in. He's going to try and break.
He's going, Johnny. It looks like he's going as well.
He's not going to break through.
He don't understand the contract.
And I'd say based on what I've seen and heard, I'd say in their positions, Guehi is better than Livramento. So if Guehi's not thinking he's going to get a chance, Livramento's got no hope.
So is Livramento
how long in his contract?
Leaving? Is he leaving?
I don't know.
What's his contract? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Whose contract?
Monster, do you know? Livramento.
His contract expires, I think, next summer.
Next year's one.
Yeah, so we got to sell him. So we got to sell him.
Sell him now, and he's got a lot of interest. So
see, that's another one that's going to bite us.
We'll make another.
Not everyone. Listen.
As long as we make the signings we need to make to replace them, it won't bite us. That's the way Chelsea
do.
We go big profile names, and we sell whatever we can.
If you watch
Matisse stream, not everyone's going to make it. You have to get over it. Right? It's like you're not going to see a one-day Chelsea team of 11 academy products, and that's not going to happen.
No. But we've already got our academy players in our team
You
now.
see all the people crying right now about Guehi, yeah? When people wanted Rice to play centre back, no one cared about Guehi's playing time and said, "Oh, what about Guehi? He's gonna come in next summer."
Exactly.
Now, let's sign Rice because he can play CDM and centre back. So no one cared about that. But now he's leaving.
Still said no to Rice because of how stupid the price tag was.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying the people that wanted him because he can play centre back.
Oh yeah.
I've always said if we can't get an elite level centre back, which there are so few at the minute, then just call Guehi up.
build up.
But we don't need a centre back. Yeah.
Well, we might do if we sell Zuma, but I'm saying if we can't get an elite level centre back, because I don't think we can, because there's so few that are actually available, then just call Guehi up, because I think he's good enough to be a squad player and develop to the point where he could play. But obviously, not happening now.
So if Liveramento's leaving, right, or we're looking to let him go, right, that means on right wing back, we're going to have to play. It'll basically be Reece James.
Reece and Shaw.
Reece James going right centre back.
Well, yeah, but then you got Christensen, mate. So unless Christensen plays the middle,
if we get a Traore type, because that's
all it's on Denzel Dumfries.
So the talk of Cho leaving is a load of waffle, isn't it? It's got to be a load of waffle because Cho could be that attacking right wing back because James isn't that attacking and neither is Usby. They're better defensively.
Cho's played well there.
Yeah, I say play Cho wing back and then Reece right centre back.
Dumfries would be a shout because his release clause is tiny.
How low's the release clause?
Like 13.5 million.
Oh yeah, I heard about him. Yeah,
Riola's his agent too. I think.
Yeah, he's cheap, man.
Bro, for 13.5 million, I couldn't give a fuck.
And he's leaving. He wants to leave, doesn't he? He wants to leave. He said he wants to leave. That's a Tottenham signing right there, man. That's Tottenham.
What about Dujon Sterling?
Dujon Sterling's going on loan.
Yeah. And also both of his loans.
If he resigns, of course.
Like,
I think he's waiting for a contract. He's waiting for a contract extension as well. You got a few players that we need to.
Yeah. Plus, both of his loans have been to League One clubs, so we haven't seen him at like Championship level or seen if he can make the step up. It's not like Guehi or James where they were playing at Championship level and were clearly up there with the best players in their team. He's played at League One level. It's the highest level he's played at.
I'm just taking a look at the Tammy Abraham to Arsenal news because they're starting to develop a little bit of steam as well. You guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section about it as well. Would you be happy with us selling Tammy Abraham to Arsenal or not? Because I've already said for the money it makes sense, but they're also a club on the rebuild. I don't want to be the one that gives them the tools to rebuild. I'm happy giving them like aging mid-30s players that are on the decline, but
I'd
not really a 25-year-old Tammy Abraham who's going to have a bone to pick as soon as he leaves us.
The more I think about it, the more I'd be tempted to sell him because they're already spending 50 million on Ben White, or trying to. They've spent 17.6 on Lokonga. They've spent however much it was on Tavares. Like they can't have much of a budget left, and if we
they're trying to get them too, yeah.
They're trying to sell Lacazette or Tammy.
Yeah, but if we sell Tammy, like they buy Tammy off us, say 40 million. They're going to have so little left to improve that midfield, which needs improving.
Shaka's leaving,
one
isn't
player ain't going to fix it.
And they got players going on AFCON as well, innit? They got party.
Yeah, exactly. So if we can send them a player that they don't really need, because I'm not being funny, they've got good enough players going forward. It's that midfield that's the problem. If we can sell them a player that they don't really need to stop them buying a player they do need, I'm all for that. And we get 40 million off of it. And we get someone off our books.
Maybe even get more if we try.
Yeah, it's too cheap. 40 million is too cheap, and that's a good deal for Arsenal. I don't want to give them a good deal.
Was not 50? I saw 50.
We're not getting more than 40 million.
Yeah, it's probably going to be 40.
We can get 50. You never know. You never know.
If you start throwing up a transfer war for him, then it would work.
Yeah.
If Arsenal come in,
this is the real Saeed TV. If it is you, Walad, bro. Saying Chelsea about to sign striker, fucking no one. You absolute waster. I hope you're having this energy when we lift the league at Old Trafford at the end of the season, because I'm coming for you first, bro. Just you wait. Big up yourself anyway. It's been a while, my G. I hope you're all good.
The only way I can see it being like 50 or more is if we do installments. Like we do a lump sum on the top, like to start with like a 25-30 mil and then do installments. Because I don't see
deals. It's got like 90% of deals are installment. That's the transfer market.
You know who
don't
should
let anyone tell you otherwise. 90% of deals in the Premier in world football are installments.
You know who should be going for 50 million? Zuma. I'm never going to stop saying it. You should be going for 50 million.
Zuma? Yeah. Good luck, man. We've already put a bid out for that. No chance, man.
No,
I think
no
if
one
we
has
get
that kind of
30
money right
Zuma,
now.
we're lucky.
Not many clubs have that kind of money.
Yeah, it's cash poor environment.
Doesn't help for sure.
They want loan deals. We've been seeing so many loan deals the last 2 years, so I think it's very unlikely. I'd say he's one of those. Just take the money that you can get for it, and then we're good.
That's why the Marc Guehi deal was such good business, man. 20 million upfront cash. Let's go.
To be fair, the Marc Guehi deal just shows you how bad the Tamori deal was that we only got 28 million for him.
They're both bad. In my opinion, they're both quite bad deals, but it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
How's that monster?
We'll see how it goes.
We can't sell these players as if they've reached their full potential yet, though. You know what I mean? Like Tammy, yes, is going to increase their price, but we can't sell him for 80 million. He's going to go for 40 million now. You know what I mean?
I think if Arsenal come in, if Arsenal make a bid at 40 million,
it's been a while since we got racist in the comments.
That'll trigger everyone else, all the other clubs interested.
What was
that?
that?
I'm saying.
I said it before, we can't sell these players as if they reached their full potential yet. Like Tammy or Guehi.
Yeah, don't worry, blocked him anyway. But I'm not rising to it. Don't rise to it, because then you give them the response that they want. It's cool. Yeah, what were you man even saying? Yeah, my head spun. What were you saying?
I was saying if they come in for Tammy 40 million, if Arsenal make an official bid, then I think that will trigger all the other parties that we might not necessarily know about to come out of the woodwork and literally try and
it's Arsenal, and United, Dortmund, Aston Villa, West Ham.
Right. It's not all those teams. Man United don't need him at all.
They need remember Cavani's not. He's not.
No, but they've got Cavani, they've got Martial, they've got Greenwood can play there.
They're looking to sell
and
Martial.
Greenwood won't be playing on the right as much.
No, I don't think they're selling Martial because Rashford, he's out for the first 2 months, so they need someone.
Yeah. So they've got players there that are already better than Tammy or can get better than Tammy.
Is Martial better than Tammy though?
I think so.
Yeah, he is 100%.
I'm sorry. Tammy barely played last season. He still outscored Martial, if I'm not wrong.
Martial looks like a bum on the Oli. This guy had 17 non-penalty goals the other season.
And we forget how long Martial's been in the Prem for. He's been there for time, and still that potential we expect him to reach is still not. But he's still not reached it.
Guys firing blanks for how many
down the
seasons?
drain.
Yeah, no, I still think he's better. And Greenwood certainly has a much higher ceiling. And I'd say at the minute is probably better as well.
But Tammy's a different profile. He's a true center forward.
I don't necessarily. The thing with me is when people say high ceiling, I just don't believe in that shit. To me, it's just like I don't want to hear about someone's ceiling or potential. I want to see it. Do you get what I mean? To me,
I think
it
Tammy,
means nothing.
Tammy at United would fit very, very well in the way they play. Very well.
How?
But it doesn't matter. What matters is that
he's got pace and the way
so
they
many
play
teams
counter-attacking. He would just suit that. He would suit a counter-attacking team. He just doesn't suit the way we play and Tuchel plays. He's just not that guy.
Tammy's not that fast. It's not like he's
I think he's just too raw. But that's why I was saying I want him to re-sign a contract, go out on loan, and improve his all-round game. But he's not re-signing.
And he's not improving.
Like I said, if you want to sell Tammy, you might as well sell it to West Ham anyway, because I feel like there's no other club apart from West Ham and Villa that could get Tammy in that price.
Now, Arsenal and United could. Leicester City could. Leicester City would probably look for other priorities at this point.
Yeah. Why would Man United go for Tammy anyway? That's
what I'm saying. Leicester City,
they've already inquired about him.
But it just doesn't make sense for them to spend 40 mil on a fourth choice striker or a third choice striker. Whatever it's going to be.
It's only West Ham, in my opinion, that could.
Yeah, it's West Ham and Villa for me.
Yeah, West Ham and Villa for me, regardless.
Even Villa, there's no guarantee.
Do you know?
Yeah, Villa. I don't even see Villa. I see West Ham.
They are interested in him. That's what their reports are saying that they are, and this come out from Matt Law. So Matt Law, we all know when it comes to Chelsea, he's tier 1. There is interest. I don't know if they want to. I don't know how it's going to work out with the Haaland situation though.
Well,
we've already inquired about trying to put one of them in the deal, and just because they said no doesn't necessarily mean that they can't be in the deal. It probably just means we have to put more money up front. So there's still a chance that they take Tammy or they take Hudson-Odoi as make weight in the deal. It could still happen.
Yeah, true.
That is, it's another one that we're all going to keep speculating about Haaland until it happens. So we have to wait and see for what the final fee is going to be. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tammy goes the other way. I think it would be a brilliant move for him, and he'd be prioritised at Dortmund too. Hudson-Odoi literally would slot into Sancho's spot. So for either of them, it would be a great transfer. And I don't think Dortmund say no to it either.
And the thing where I'm just like, because I was saying like, nah, Callum Hudson-Odoi is not leaving and everything, he's staying and blah blah. But with the way Jan Feertoff is like, he's standing on it. I don't know if you've seen him on Twitter, like he's proper going in saying he's not in Tuchel's plans. He's standing on it. Do you know what I mean?
He's dying on that hill. Like,
yeah, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Why would he die on the hill like that? That's the question.
Yeah, maybe if Chelsea
I don't understand why. But if Hudson-Odoi is still here at the start of the season, there's no way he's not involved in his plans. I think there's a plan for if he leaves and there's a plan for if he stays, because he's still.
My question is, why is he doubling down on the statement that Hudson-Odoi? He was saying to someone, I saw him on saying to one of, I think it's Liam, that Chelsea account. He was like, "Oh, you're lying," and blah blah. And Jan was like, "We'll see, we'll see." And that kind of scares me a little, innit?
Am I wrong in saying?
I understand that, but I want to. You got to sprinkle some logic on the situation of it as well. If he was to stay at Chelsea, there's no way he's not involved. Not with the money that he's on and the years left of his contract. He will have a role to play in Tuchel's plans. It's just, it sounds like he could be used as part of the deal. And we've already said Tammy doesn't look like he's in Tuchel's plans because of that. So I think it looks like Hudson-Odoi is just getting put into the same bracket.
Also, am I wrong in
need a
thinking on
replacement for Sancho? So Cho would be that replacement.
But they'll also need a replacement for what's his name, Haaland.
That's why
Am
the
I-
balance thing confuses me. He could either be Sancho or Haaland's replacement.
Am I wrong in thinking though that on the stream that Feertoff was on with Fabrizio didn't refute what Jan said about Hudson-Odoi? Just didn't react.
He didn't refute anything.
Yeah, so even though he has already come out and said that he's staying, it's not like what Jan said. He's not dying on that hill if he's staying. He said
If Cho wasn't in Tuchel's plans, wouldn't we be also trying to sell him like we are with Tammy? There'd be other clubs inquiring for him.
The thing is, Fabrizio did say was it last week or the week before? He did say Cho was 100% staying. He said that, and he said that Ziyech was 100% staying. But then Jan went on there and said, "Well, Chelsea are looking to, Cho and Ziyech is not in these plans." And like you said, Scott, he didn't refute. Fabrizio didn't say, "Well, no, I heard this or I heard that." That's where it gets worrying. Do you get what I mean? Like you can't say it's not worrying.
Yeah, because they don't want to make out that Chelsea are prepared to sell them at all.
I wouldn't. The thing is, you know you'd get
their value goes
Hudson-Odoi
down.
is different. You know you'd get big money for him, so it's a case of like, if you did say, "Oh, we are looking to sell him," you'd get good offers from like a lot of clubs for Cho. Because
but then what does everyone value him at? Because I would value him at 65, 70 million.
Who, Cho?
Minimum 60.
Yeah, Cho. Yeah,
He's going for 100 million. He's
Come on,
going
man.
for at least 100. He's going for 100.
No. What?
Did you say who's going for 100?
Cho's at least value about 40. I'll say 50 max.
How Bayern valued him at 50 a couple of years ago, so he's improved.
They valued him at
Just a bit better than that.
He's got 2 European Cups. He's been part of that. Both those teams. I personally think out of all our squad, he's the player that we can earn the most money off. Out of Tammy, for sure. He's got such a. I know you hate the word ceiling monster, but he has got a ceiling. He's a special player. He's a player at Bayern Munich.
You talking about Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, Doi. Yeah.
I'm not denying that he's not or he is. I just don't. I don't like the word ceiling and this and that because I'm not someone that's just gonna get behind. Oh, this person's gonna be great and blah blah. I'm a seer is believing type of thing in it because I've seen it with many players. Like we seen. Remember Joe Cole? He was meant to be a world class player. Never ended up being
Ravel
that.
Morrison was meant to be the best.
Ravel Morrison. I can name a million players. To me, it's just like Wayne Rooney was supposed to be better than Cristiano Ronaldo. Although Wayne Rooney was great, Cristiano Ronaldo just ended up being an absolute physical specimen.
Because of the work rate he put in and the dedication he had to the sport.
Yeah, so
even Ronaldo admitted that with Rooney, that's what made him play the way he did because of Rooney. So
Yeah, with me, I just don't.
Rooney was unbelievable, man.
I just don't believe in ceilings and all that. To me, ceilings mean or potential or world class talent and all that. All these buzzwords that people use means nothing to me. I want to see it. I don't want to hear you tell me about it.
Do you agree Cho's worth? If you agree with me that Tammy we should get about 60-65 million for Tammy, yeah? That's what I think
we're not
now with
like,
Cho,
listen, we're not going to get that though. We're not going to get that.
What? But if you're selling Cho, how much are you selling him for?
Cho?
How much do you think Cho's worth? Yeah.
I don't want to sell Cho.
No, but how much is he worth?
70, maybe, to me.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay that though.
So if Chelsea went into Dortmund and offered Cho, and I think they value him in that price bracket, 70 million. That means what? They've added another 60 million on top in cash for Haaland.
Yeah, but I think Dortmund wants straight cash.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
but if
they can
Dortmund
get a
do
guaranteed
want
73 mil next year, so they'd need more than that now in money.
Yeah, but
they want
getting
straight
Cho.
cash.
They are getting
No,
Cho,
but you probably could include players in the deal. But what I'm saying is, you're going to have to put down 100 M's max, like minimum. Otherwise, it's not a good deal for them. They're not his players on top of that. So regardless,
so my thing is
like
that's why I'm saying I've worked it out like that, because to me that's telling Chelsea what sort of figure are they prepared to accept. Because if you took Cho out of that and just put money in that instead, Dortmund would listen. So you're putting down 150 million, but they've thrown in a player to test the waters to see what prices, because Dortmund haven't said what price. They haven't named a price. Like with Sancho, they named we want 100 million, and you got a deadline. They haven't done that with Haaland. So my thing
Chelsea,
is
Chelsea are testing.
It's because they don't want to sell him.
They're benchmarking what's the figure. They're trying to find out what's the figure. So they've thrown in Tammy or they've thrown in Cho, and then they've thrown in the two figures with each player.
But it's not only that, Johnny. Like you guys mentioned before, Dortmund have to replace players, and in the current climate, clubs don't want to sell players as well, and so every player is worth a lot more. So Dortmund are probably shopping around trying to replace those players, and Chelsea just waiting. We got a player here, and that's why Chelsea have got a lot of players, and they're doing all these player deals.
I know Dortmund only want cash. That's a fact. They only want cash. But what I'm saying to you is Chelsea.
They could come back, Johnny.
To get an idea of how much they will accept, because they haven't told Chelsea they just said he's not for sale, right? But they haven't said he's not for sale, but at this price he is for sale. So in other words, the magic offer is 175 million euros. Yeah, he's for sale at that price.
It's as simple as if Chelsea drop the money, they'll sell. And there's no I don't even. I think we all know that's just the way it is.
It's like what happened with Dembele now. They said Dembele's not for sale, and then when the money came, they just sold him.
Yeah, it's because they would prefer not to sell him, so they're obviously not going to give you a fee of what they would sell him for. Whereas Sancho, they had an agreement with him where we will sell you, so they knew he had to go, otherwise he's going to kick up a massive fuss. So that's why they put a fee on.
They want the money. Their business at the end of the day, they want the money. Chelsea,
they're going
to building to that.
They can get that money through other means in this coming season, and still get money next year. Might not be quite as much, but they can still get a large sum through other means.
Can I just jump back in here real quick? Back to Cho, Monster. I understand on analyzing players when they're early on in their age and labeling them with an X amount of ceiling is that's controversial. We can't just decide that early on with players. But I was in one of those Twitter spaces, CFC Honcho, right?
Yeah.
Monster. He found this statistic or graphic. I don't know if it was the past 2 or 3 seasons, but Hudson-Odoi per 90 for 6 or 7 stats, carries into the box per 90, assists per 90, or assisted shots per 90, shots per 90. He's literally top 3 amongst all top 6 clubs, players wise. And he's I understand he hasn't been used to the maximum playing time he could have been, but he's literally been as impactful as you could be when he's been on the pitch, honestly. So
He has.
know.
But then when we I remember Hudson-Odoi was doing his thing, but then don't get me wrong, I love Hudson-Odoi and I want him to stay, and I do think he's going to be a great star in the future. Because every time he came off the bench last season, when Lampard was in charge, he was saving our bacon by at least doing, one of the best players after probably Mason Mount. But even when you when they started him in games, you just saw he weren't necessarily doing the same things as he was when he was coming off the bench. But I'm just saying, to me, it's just I want to see it over a period of time. Do you get what I mean? I want to see him starting games and things like that over a period of time. And like I said, I'm listening. Me personally, I don't listen to most people's takes on football because I think a lot of people have their, whether you call it agendas or this and that. I watch the game for myself. I watch the game for myself, and I look at it from my point of view and see whether players are performing or not. I'm fed up with people telling me this and telling me that. Do you know what I mean? So,
where does Cho fit in though, Monster? Where does he get this game time? If you bring in Haaland,
we have more games this season than we did last season. We're going to play about 60 matches this season.
Yeah, but
there'll be plenty of time for him to play.
How's he going to develop then? Everyone said, happy to loan Gilmore out. Why is Cho not going out on a loan then? Because I don't see him getting that many games.
Because Cho's on a much bigger deal. And we shoehorned ourselves into this issue with giving him a new contract. Yeah, if he was on a lower contract and not being put as had as much importance as he did, then we probably could have loaned him out. But how stupid do you think we look now?
And to stop him from going Bayern now.
Yeah, we risked everything. We tried to give him as much as he wanted just to stop him going Bayern, just to then 2 years later loan him out because he's not getting game time.
But maybe Tuchel doesn't have him in his plans. Maybe he generally doesn't.
I think he does. I think I spoke about this before. For me, it must be something in training because Tuchel's fanatical about training. Because there's no way you can look at the way Ziyech is playing constantly.
Yeah, I've said this.
And then you look at the way that Hudson-Odoi can't be worse than that. He just can't. So there must be he must not he must be doing the bare minimum in training. That's the only explanation I've got.
With Billy Gilmore, he was basically bottom of the pecking order in terms of midfielders. With Hudson-Odoi, I think it's a lot easier for him to climb to the top as it would be for Billy Gilmore to do that. Gilmore's
not if you get Haaland.
What do you mean? Haaland's playing up front. He's not playing on the wings.
Yeah. So if you have Haaland come in, you're gonna have Mount in there.
It'll still be Ziyech, Cho, and Pulisic competing for the wings.
Yeah.
Unless we play five at the back. Yeah, unless we play five at the back. If it's five at the back, then you also got to take Werner and Mount into account.
Yeah.
But we're trying to be more interchangeable. That's why we're still meant to be going out for a DM as well.
Yeah.
I just don't see Cho. I think if Cho's going to play, he'll play in the right wing back system. That's where he'll play. He won't be playing the front three.
If anything, you could make your choice out of Ziyech or Cho, who would be in the bottom of the pecking order.
I don't know about that. I think Ziyech, he hasn't done enough for me, in the sense that he should be, worthy of a place right now. And neither is Cho, to be honest.
It will all depend on the form they show at the start of the season. Yeah. Realistically, everyone was saying why wasn't Cho starting at the start of the season, but his performances at the start of the season didn't justify it. I remember there were games.
The reason why people asked Cho to start, for Cho to start at the start of the season was based on all of our wingers were injured and we didn't have any wingers except Callum Hudson-Odoi. So people wanted Cho to start. That was the issue.
Was Cho fit at the start of the season?
No.
When people were calling for him, he was fit. So Ziyech was injured, Pulisic was injured.
I know, but it was again a case of when he did play, he just wasn't good enough when he played.
I think when he was coming off the bench, he was very good in nearly every game. The only game where he didn't look as good was when Lampard finally started him. I can't remember, was it Arsenal or Leicester? And we got
Leicester. It was Leicester.
Yeah, it was one of those games.
Was that
no, the Leicester game he was good at. The final few games of Lampard's reign, he was our best attacker.
No, yeah, there was the one game where every time he was coming off the bench, he was excellent. He was probably our best player or second best player behind Mount.
Yeah.
But when Lampard finally started him, which was probably his last game, Leicester, or his last game in the Prem, Leicester, he had a bad game.
That was an awful.
Yeah, when he came on against Arsenal,
maybe the Leicester game I'm forgetting about because of how bad everybody else was. But I remember at the end of Lampard's reign, he was good. At the start of Lampard's final season, though, I remember games like against, I think it was Barnsley at the start of the tournament, at the start of the Carabao Cup run. He got given a game there, and he was shocking in that match. And then there was another game that came in. I think it was a Champions League group stage match, and he was just mid in that game as well. And his performances just weren't justifying him starting. So I got why he didn't start in those games. But when it got to the December period where we were getting endless fixtures and we were having the massive Christmas pile-up and we were playing the same lineups and we were getting losses in every single game, and he still wasn't starting, that's where I could understand it, because he was also coming on and he was overperforming too. But at the start of the season, like, your performances don't justify. You're not going to get the game time, and the manager's not going to have confidence in you to play in the future games.
Yeah, Lewis, but don't you think it's easier to come on for the last 5 minutes of a game where the opponents are very tired and you're just coming on with this high energy?
It's easier in one sense, but you also have to adjust to the pace of the game immediately too. So it's a bit of both. It's about how you can adjust if you've been reading the game.
Like Costa said, when he started, he wasn't as good as he was when he'd come off the bench.
But Cho doesn't want to be that bench player. He wants to start.
He wants to be started.
The whole big thing with Tuchel that he was playing poorly when he was coming off the bench.
Every player wants to start. That's football, man.
Yeah.
Football, innit?
But also, like, I don't think you can have that attitude of I want to start every game.
Whatever. He's on. Chelsea paid a lot of money for Cho, and just have him as a bit part player on the bench is not really, you know what I mean, acceptable. It's just not.
I mean, it is.
I think this is his seat. If he does stay, this is make or break season. Personally, I think if he doesn't get in the team and perform, I don't think he'll be at Chelsea next year.
The problem is, though, is too often last season, like under Tuchel, there were too many times I saw where he'd do all the things Jake talked about, where it was like the dribbles and the ball carries, but his final product just wasn't there, or his final decision wasn't there. Like,
the only game I loved was the Everton game. That was the best game I saw from him all season.
Like the Atletico game, where we were clear in that game. He comes on up front and he had 2 chances to score and he fluffed both of them.
Yeah.
Right? And it was simple chances. And then there was that game. What was it, the game where he came on the left wing? Was it the
Premier League game against City?
Yeah, the Villa game. And he had so many chances to drive at the defenders or to pick out a pass. And it was either giving it to the right to Chilwell or James or just losing the ball. And it's games like that where I'm like, his decision making has to improve. Because the thing that I think as well that hinders him but helps Ziyech is a very different type of player. And it's a type of player we don't have across the rest of our team. Whereas if you look at Cho, him and Pulisic are so similar in the way they play, in the way they like to drive with the ball, take players on. But Pulisic has a much, for me, just on the eye test, I could be wrong, has much better end product and out ball, and his decision making is better more often.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think
so for me,
so Scott, would you rather see him at right wing back?
I'd like to. I kind of want to see him play. I just to, as I said, see how he develops. See if he can. If he plays at right wing back as well, I'll be interested to see how he takes it.
Because he's very creative, so a right wing back role wouldn't be too bad.
If he's willing to take it and play to his best, then that shows me he's got the right attitude and the right mentality to develop. Because that's one thing I worry about him. Does he have that right attitude? If he plays there and shows that he does, then good. Then that's positive. If he plays there and it's like you look at him and you can tell he just hates playing there, he doesn't want to play there, then that shows to me that like you're not willing to adapt to what the system needs to you. Because the thing is as well, say he does leave, there's no guarantee he goes to a system that's going to suit the way he plays, look like he likes to play. It just doesn't happen in football. Look at João Felix at the minute at Atletico Madrid. There's no way he likes playing in that system, but he gets on with it. He plays in that system.
So, first 3 games on the 2 goals, he was good at wing back as well.
Yeah, because that's
I think with the pre-season, they're going to get a good chance. I mean, it's all circumstance. The way Tuchel came in, the way he was playing under Lampard. Now he's going to get a proper pre-season. Tuchel's going to give everyone a chance and more understanding of what he wants. And I think we'll see. I think he's going to stay, and we'll get to see. He's going to get a chance.
Is there any truth in Tuchel not being impressed with what he's seen so far at training?
I think it's way too early to tell. Like right now, they're probably all just doing fitness drills. I'd be surprised they even touch the ball at this point. or if they've really done any deep drills. They've probably just been working on getting everyone's fitnesses up. So I think it's way too early to tell. You'd have to wait for some of the preseason games.
It's only been a week, yeah.
There's many quality players. There's like Trent Waters, Acosta. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I've heard rumors like Ross Barkley and Loftus-Cheek are already on their way out, or Bakayoko's already on his way out. And I think it's just newspaper bullshit. I don't think there's any truth to that just yet. Tuchel would at least give them game time first and judge them based off that.
Yeah, because we're missing so many players from the Euros, so they're going to fill in all those spots and get their chance.
Yeah, we need.
I'll
be real. We need 1 or 2 of those deadwood players just to fill out a few spots for this season anyway, because we have a packed season ahead of us. We have so many games ahead of us. Club World Cup. We've got the extra Champions League games as well. That's going to add at least another fucking 10 more games to what we had from last season.
At least 65.
65. Yeah. Yes. I'd say maybe around.
I'd say it depends if we have runs in all those competitions as well. Because if you get
cup replays as well, I'm thinking it based off 12-13. 12-13, we were in 7 different competitions and we played 69 games. We're in 6 competitions now, so I'd expect it to be around the 60 mark.
Super Cup and Club World Cup are 3 games.
What was that?
Super Cup and Club World Cup are 3 games combined. But it's still.
So we're in the we go in at the semis.
Yeah, semis, finals, and then Super Cup.
Fair enough. Okay, that's one less game than I thought we did have. I thought we go in
as well. And I know we played a winner of CONCACAF. I can't remember who else we played.
Yeah, Copa Libertadores, I think.
That's it. So we might play River Plate. I think they won it this year.
All right, I just hope we win this one because I want to get the gold crest on my shirt. Even if the Premier League will only let us wear it like once or something if they're petty like that. It is what it is.
I didn't know Real Madrid had like a crazy patch for winning. I think don't you get a new patch for winning it like 5 times the Champions League or something?
They won it.
No, not even. Now I swear now you just get the same badge.
Really?
Just a patch.
No, you get a patch with the number of trophies that you've won, and that's it.
Yeah.
But isn't that for any number now? Because I swear we're gonna get one next year that just says 2.
I don't know.
I think we are. That's because they've come out with new badges and shit. Well, look at us arguing over badges, bro. We are down horrendous. Fucking hell. I just deep it.
Well, look at what we're talking about. The striker choices. We're spoiled. Yeah, the club's protesting what their owners out.
Times, man. I'm genuinely excited for Haaland. Like, I think he's coming.
I'm excited if Haaland comes.
But that's why I don't get the anxiety. Every time everyone's so worried in that. Like, we won the Champions League. Even if Haaland didn't come, I'm still confident we'll challenge for the title with the team we got. But everyone's got this anxiety feeling that, if we don't get so-and-so player, we're doomed, like we had a bad season or something.
That's why no one has to leave.
I just don't want us to sign these last-minute backup options. Which
we won't be doing last minute. Chelsea would rather get nobody than get last ditch ones. They've learned from 2017 at least.
I think Tuchel's like that as well. I think he'd much prefer to get it done.
I'm pretty sure he said he's happy with the squad regardless.
He's also said he
make it work. Like he took this squad Lampard said weren't good enough to win anything. He won the Champions League.
We're lucky we have Tuchel because he's the kind of manager who adapts to the situations.
I do feel though that you've got to give Tuchel, you've got to give him that big sign. He's earned it. Like
he has earned it.
If you don't give him it, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, he has said though that he wants to not have the same thing happen that happened at PSG. He doesn't want to fall out with the board over transfers. So that's a good sign. It means he probably won't get too angry about it.
Yeah, because he also knows he isn't going to win a battle with the board, so he's not going to bother. He's seen too many managers try and fail, so I don't really blame him on that one. That's the thing I like about Tuchel. He adapts to every situation. He doesn't try and fight the situation. He tries to manage it, and he always seems to come up with the right solution for it. So I'm confident the team will be in a fine place regardless. We have the team that won the Champions League. It's just that's why we're also not really splurging and getting multiple transfers because we don't need to do that. We only need a few additions and we're good, and that's it. Big up Arkin saying, imagine we don't get Haaland or Lukaku and we're going to be stuck with Werner every single week again. I can't take too many more of his one-on-one misses. Werner hasn't really been playing up front with us, though, even at the end of Tuchel's reign, unless we play a high line like Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-final. He's been more or less used to do decoy runs, and I know it's not really the role that we brought him in for, but it works, it's effective, and it opens up space for Mount and Havertz, as we've seen in games as well. Like, Werner's a quality player, it's just his finishing is horrendous.
He'll come good, man. He'll get goals.
Yeah,
He'll get goals.
Werner, I will happily sit there and back because his work rate's good, his energy's good, and he's all-round a good player. He just can't finish. That's it.
And I know I bang on about it a lot, but his mentality is up there. And that's a big thing. If your mentality is up there, you will go far. Just based on your
Morata
mentality.
was in the exact same situation 4 years ago and he fumbled. That guy folded. He was done. That's why this time
marshmallow,
the same thing.
But you know, Werner played like that at Leipzig as well, alongside another striker too. So he already kind of had that role. And when he came for Lampard, we didn't play him straight through the middle as well. Tried to team up with Tammy.
Yeah, but we pushed him way too far out wide.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's
we were
Lampard's
taking
fault.
the piss at that point.
But yeah, like
one's
there was
not
never
taking-
intention to play him through the middle from the get-go. That's why. But Havertz looks a lot better, man. I'm confident there. So if
King
you
Kai.
can worry about that, you're not gonna worry about Werner missing. You got an improved Havertz.
If anything, Werner's link-up play is good enough that I could trust him to set up Havertz anyway.
What I want to see is how Haaland and Havertz play together.
Oh, that would be saucy, bruv.
That would be glorious if we get Erling Haaland in. Because we still got
Haaland,
away from that
Havertz,
burn,
Mount, boom.
Thank
That's
you.
going to dominate. It's going to dominate.
Mount, Werner, Havertz, Haaland there, Johnny.
And then maybe we can put in a cheeky
Werner's
50
on the
million
bench.
bid for
Pulisic,
Kamara.
Pulisic, Haaland.
GG's in chat.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah.
Oh, no, I like that. I like that, to be fair.
I'm just trying to antagonize
I
you,
do
Johnny,
like
man.
it, but again,
Johnny anyway, but
I can't lie, Pulisic, Haaland, and Odoi would be good as well because you've got the everything.
No. Who's
Johnny,
supplying
Johnny,
it?
no, Johnny, man, he's easy to antagonize him, innit?
Come on, man.
Love it. Andrew Murphy saying Werner was that wide, he was getting confused for a substitute. He was, you know. It was that deep. The guy was hugging the touchline in some games.
I forgot which game was that.
Bruv, like what games around November, October? I can't really get him off the top of my head. That's when we just kept whoring him out on the left hand side, and it just wasn't working. You need to get him within the half spaces. That's why him in the left tens is perfect. That's the best you're gonna get out of him in that role. It's not too far wide. It's not too far central, and plus we can use his movement to open up space in the attacking third as well. It's perfect. Oh shit, yeah, Javi, I'll send you the link if you want. We'll probably still be here for another 10 minutes. Fucking hell, we've been streaming for 2 hours and 15 again. Mad.
Couple of long ones last couple of days.
What's it called? Monster. What are you saying about Varane?
Overrated.
What am I saying about Varane?
Yeah. Have you seen the price
right
that
now.
Madrid won him? Madrid won. Apparently they won like 70 or 60 million euros. Or something.
Yeah, they're not gonna get that.
His wages too, right? He's demanding way too much. He wants like 250.
I think United are trying to give like 50 to 40 million max.
40, 50 mil. Yeah, he's on his last year of his contract.
Yeah.
Has it
Javi
been
saying
confirmed he's
Monster
not
mudded on Loftus Cheek. What do you mean?
Wait, what'd you say?
The Loftus Cheek ain't
saying-
leaving anyway. We haven't heard rumours about that.
Vince tweeted out that Tuchel's impressed with Loftus Cheek. They've asked him, what's the source? He ain't giving us the source yet. He's been ignoring calls for the source.
Might be chili sauce, man.
Sweet and sour.
Wait, Vince, ain't he the same guy who put fake rumours about Jorginho?
Yeah, this
on
guy
the
put
day?
some fake Jorginho
He does it all the time. He does it all the time.
Oh yeah, Xavi, don't fall for that shit, man. Like he's been caught out a numerous amount of times. Like no point. Don't even fall for that shit. Jem as well, bun you, bro. Talking about deluded. You still hate Christensen in Big 2021. You trying to chat shit for me? Wait, who's that trying to get? Not really working. Right. Anyone got any other final thoughts before we wrap up the stream? Because we've been going off on the tangent for the longest.
GG's in chat for Rivals fans.
I don't know. He said, I'm hearing Crossy to be captain.
You're hearing Christensen for captain. I've heard it from you, bro, and personally, I'm all here for it. Thanks for your opinion, Jem. Much appreciated, my G. Big up yourself. And also, oh no, I haven't got the video ready. I'll save it for another time. Don't worry. Whenever Jem's on stream, don't worry. I've got you. I fucking got you, brother. I'm so glad for it. Fatta, big up yourself, my G.
Which one?
Is that Ben? Oh yes, Ben. What are you saying?
I fucking got you, brother. I'm so glad that that's a big up.
Do you want to switch off the stream?
That Ben.
That's not me though, by the way.
Nah, that's Ben. Yes, bro. What are you telling me?
Not much, G.
Now, what are you saying based on the news you heard today? Then, before we wrap this up, you've seen the Haaland stuff coming out.
Yeah, mate. Looks like we are going in for him, man. Like, I just hope we get him. I really, really hope we get him because I am worried, you know, like the signings that are going to happen like outside of Chelsea. Like City are going to naturally get stronger because they're going to spend, you know, another 5 billion on fullbacks they don't play. And yeah, like, don't know, but got to really push for him, man. Really, really push for him, I think.
All right, glad to hear that. Yeah, I was going to say anyway. Anyone got any other final thoughts so we wrap up the stream? Because we've gone for nearly two and a half hours.
Haaland's coming, lads. He's coming to Chelsea.
We've got to get it done quickly.
Just a matter of when, not if. And when we do, the rivals are going to be shit in their pants.
Premier League champions 21-26.
Yeah. It's done.
If
World Cup winners as well. Let's go. If what?
You didn't watch the Fabrizio stream?
Nope.
I watched it. I watched it in parts. I also had Monster stream on the background as well. But other than that, not really much.
Because I felt like when I was watching, Jan was just holding back. Like everyone was there for Haaland.
He didn't even mention that Chelsea are preparing a bid, which he tweeted as well, wasn't he? He didn't even mention it at all.
He was so reserved. It's like he was too scared that he was going to say something that because everyone was there to hang on every little word he was going to say. Because as soon as the Haaland news finished, I think there was about 8,000 views just left. And yeah, so I think he was so scared to say anything.
Oh, look at this Wallad, bro. What are you saying?
Look at that beautiful.
Big up Slens as well, my G.
Look at that beautiful picture. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, this fucking dead penitentiary, bro.
Oh, get that out of there.
Look how weak it is, man. Wait, let me see if I can find this video that Fata had for me.
Yeah, Fata. What have you done, Fata? That's why I've come on here.
Fata hasn't done anything, bro.
Wait, I don't know. Lewis just sent me about the room that you got in Mexico anyway. I didn't say anything.
What nonsense have you done now?
No. Don't sit on him. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
You pushed Michael Ballack into a phone bush.
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember that. That was wild. I don't know what you were doing on that one.
Who pushed Michael Ballack in the phone bush?
Fata, you pushed Michael Ballack into a bush like a year ago.
What?
Yeah, it was while he was walking past where we were doing fan cams. He rushed to try and get a photo of him and just battered into him.
To be
fair, to move Michael Ballack,
man.
that is saying something, isn't it? Michael Ballack's a unit, man.
Where's this video? Because I want to address this if I can find it. If not, Fata, resend it to me, please.
Oh, the first video that I sent you, Jem said something with literally Jem.
Oh no, I can get up on WhatsApp anyway. One second.
I did send you.
We say a lot of things on social media. Let's be serious.
No, I just want to address your random hate for Andreas Christensen.
What?
Mine?
No, not yours. What's his name?
Oh, what on the terrace you're talking about?
No, it's just you say you hate. You say you don't rate Christensen. You think he's dead and he's had a shit Euros, right?
I never said he was dead. I don't know why people keep saying that. I've never said he's dead.
Really? It's been heavily inferred.
I'll clip that up, Jem.
I've never said he's absolutely dead.
I'll clip that up. I did send it to you, Jem.
Very debatable. That's why you call him Krusty, yeah?
Wait a sec. What have you sent me? It's the terrace stuff.
I clipped that up. You know.
What bit did I? I was sticking up for Christensen. What are you talking about? When these lot were trying to call other people.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna come up to you about your flip flopping because you come up on here and all you do is slander, man. You go on other shows and all you're doing is propping, man. Like, are you in? Are you out?
Nah.
You shaking it all about? What are you doing?
If you wanted my honest opinion, I was just being gullible because I knew you would find it. That's fucking why.
And I knew
Yeah. You knew I would find it. That's why you're doing up. What video? The last 5 minutes.
Well, I messaged him while I was live. I said, "Watch me big up Krusty." Yeah, I bet Lewis gets excited.
Yeah. Send the DMs.
Ask it. Thatcher, send it to him. Go on, send it.
I sent it to you. I sent it to both of you though.
Who's DMing who?
So we were talking about who should be in the.
Oh wait, you sent him the video. I was gonna catch him lacking, man. What are you doing?
The Euro team of the year, and they were all talking about other people, and then I see, and then no, Terry asked me about Christensen, and I was like, yeah, why not? And then everyone in the blimmin' chat and in the on the panel were moaning about it, like, nah, no way, why? And I was like, yeah, he's been great. He scored that great goal, didn't he? He's done this, but you could tell by the way I'm talking, yeah, like. I'm obviously fucking around, and this one's obviously getting excited because he thinks I'm being a flip flop. On another channel, but he's just talking up his backside. So there it is.
Let me get. I'm gonna have to download this. I'll have it ready for next time. But you've seen the video anyway, so I can't be bothered. I was gonna catch you laughing.
Just told you. It doesn't mean anything.
Aye, Jamie, I will put you on timeout.
The Danish ramble, I love it. The Danish ramble. It's funny how I come in here and everyone starts talking about their real feelings about Christensen. Christensen stole the spot at the Barbers and he's never forgotten his legs.
I always thought it was he asked Jem for an autograph. Jem asked Christensen for an autograph and he just ignored him. That's what I thought it was.
That happened with me with Jeremy Clarkson once.
Yeah.
I got absolutely pied by Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah. What did you? No.
Yeah. He was walking
out. I got pied by Thibaut Courtois,
and I've just said to him, "Oh yeah, can I get a photo?" He went, "Not really, mate. I'm a bit busy at the moment." Just walks off. I was like, "Oh, big oof."
That is what it is. Big up everyone who's locked in anyway. Smash the like and subscribe button. We will be back tomorrow for Shameless FC and maybe a Chelsea stream if some actual news comes in, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll leave you with a photo of the long lost Marc Guehi. Now he's gone. Big up yourself. Appreciate your services and all of that. Never forget that Carabao Cup game against Manchester United. Big up yourself. Smash the like and subscribe button. We are out. Up the Chelsea. Also, European champs. Let's go.